And it was,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I would hope
You
so.
know, they throwing it like us. I mean, yeah.
mm,
Nice.
Nice.
I love that new beat.
I was bobbing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was
Do
bobbing
you
to
guys
it.
hear the samples in it? Yes. There's a sample from this one song. It's an older song too. I know we talked about the other one, but there's another one called uh it's like Big Old Butts or some shit like that. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I took both of those samples. No copyright.
Good
All
work.
Well
right,
done,
sick.
Good
Desmond.
shit.
Well
Yo,
done.
Des, do you have a
Episode.
plan to get into Yay at Raymond James? I want to hear your plan to get into the show.
So, somebody that he used to work with, like a close associate, I don't think they work together anymore. However, they used to work together at one point. He used to shop with me a lot at Neiman's, and then we have like some mutual friends. So I'm hoping that I can try and score him some baccarat, and he will give me a free ticket because baccarat is insanely
Baccarat?
expensive.
Baccarat, you said?
A baccarat
It's-
cologne.
Oh, so that's not like the Asian card game where the Chinese
Okay.
guys.
No,
Is that a casino game?
no, it's based off of that. I think. I think the company's based off of that.
It's gotta
It
be.
started off as a crystal glassware company, and then they transferred over like a fragrance, and the fragrance is $900. So, but it's like one of the best smelling fragrances of all time.
It is very, very pleasant.
It's very
pleasant to
nice.
the nose.
Yeah, Des. I don't know. When I was at Tampa Fishing Outfitters one day, Des started selling me on cologne. If I was in Neiman's, I would have bought some right then and there. Or I would have traded him a bait or something for some.
What was the line? Do you remember the line that got you? It was like,
Well,
oh,
it was
wait,
just like the way he sold it to me. Like he kind of slowly started to introduce the idea that it was almost like a potion,
Alchemy.
and I really firmly believe in this concept that like the earth used to be like super magical, like Lord of the Rings level. And like we're kind of hanging on to like the last little bit of magic. Like you can grasp it here and there. And it made sense to me. It's like, oh, they've been talking about potions forever. And like this is just a corporate commercialized potion. It's like what it is. But it probably
Scent.
still has some magical properties. Like it's gotta work, right?
And scent is the most powerful human sense.
That's
It
what they
triggers
say.
it triggers the strongest memories for me when I smell scents from the past, like nothing else, like more than even seeing something on a screen.
Yeah, well, that's,
No, you
that's an
know.
interesting roundtable question to start. Like, what's a scent from the past that like hits you every couple of years, and you're like, whoa, like,
Okay, well, I'll just give you mine real quick because this is what triggered it for me. This was 3 or 4 years ago, going to Stanley Park, Johnny, a place for those that wouldn't know. We grew up fishing. Passaic River goes through New Jersey. It's got a lot of interesting smells, some of them maybe not so pleasant, but it has one in particular that is quite pleasant. It's the smell of there's a certain type of grass. It's down here too. It's called duckweed, and it exists all along the bank of the river. And in May and June, it creates this almost floral but indescribable smell, very, very distinct. And I remember we hadn't been back to Jersey in a while. We'd moved to Florida and weren't going back as routinely. And I went back there for the first time in a long time. It must have been over 10 years. In May and June, I smelled that smell, and it triggered those memories of my youth in a way that, like I said, not even a picture or a video clip could. It was really cool, So that's my example of that.
That's a good one. Yeah, that vegetation up north does have a very distinct smell. I know, like at Rosedale, it's got like that black hair, like like weeds. It looks like hair, like a witch's hair or something like that. I forget the name of it, but it has such a pungent smell. It's like, I mean, and that's the only place that I've ever like ran into it. Is like that part of New Jersey, but that's what that made me remember. But I honestly, I think the scent that I'm gonna go with is that Jersey Shore smell.
Ooh, that's a
Like,
good one.
that salty, just like you just smell all
Briny.
the Atlantic,
Yeah.
seaside, Atlantic City. You just smell it all just
Oh,
wafted
all
through
of
the windows. Well, once you get into that like 15, 20-minute radius from the beach, it just starts to waft you, and that's a nostalgic scent. Waking up early, driving down there with pops, trying to get on some stripers and shit like that. That's a smell that, again, I haven't smelled anywhere but there. That's very specific to that place.
You don't get it here. You don't get it here. That
No,
doesn't
Really?
not
exist
like
here. No.
Jersey.
No. Like what he's saying, like when you cross that bridge, our same memories going fluke fishing with my dad at Sandy Hook when I was a kid. I remember being in the car with him,
Like,
the same Jeep I'm driving right now in the passenger seat, and getting out of the car to get a Taylor and Megan cheese. When you get out of the car down there, it just hits you, man. It's different. It's different. I haven't smelled it one time down here. Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
All right, sick. Next up, we
Aside
got
from
Nolan.
Red Tide.
we muted Big Bro.
No, we're not.
Wait, are we not?
No, we're not. He
Oh my god, I'm such a idiot for sorry.
didn't know he thought we were muted this entire
Bro,
time.
because it says that. Never mind. This admin shit is crazy. I've never thought this hard a day in my life.
No,
I like your vibe, bro, with the glasses.
Yeah, wait, no. Explain the vibe right now. Explain
I
the
like
vibe.
the vibe.
Give us a
I'm
fit check.
inspired, Knowles.
Dude, like an acid trip, I guess. I guess. Look, the hat is like funky, the glasses are funky, and then we just got some
Do
boring.
you
shit
know
on.
what an acid trip is? Or is this like
I'm
what you
literally
assume
12
an acid
years
trip
old.
would be?
I went to graduation yesterday, and my buddy had cigars, and I inhaled all of the oxygen that I could, so that when I put the cigar in my mouth, I couldn't inhale it. So I've never touched a sip of alcohol, and I've never tapped anything in my life. Unfortunately, the closest I got was putting the lit cigar in my mouth. In the car ride home, I thought I was tripping. I wasn't. Like, not even a little bit.
That's
Not even a little bit. I thought I was a little geeked, but yeah. I was kind of like,
god.
I don't know.
A little secondhand.
That's no
Alright.
surprise in studio guest tonight. We don't have in studio guests.
I didn't know you
all
were
the time.
real. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fascinating.
Unfortunately, I am. I'm here.
No, very
Yeah.
fortunately. I just
Yeah, we fished a little bit today. It was definitely a grind. It was definitely a grind.
Hey, Des had a great day out there.
He had a horrible
Hey,
day.
Desmond had a great day out there. He was crushing them, dude. I'm proud. Good shit, dude. I'm
I caught 2 wormfish, bro.
Yeah, dude, you're him. You're the goat. I caught a wormfish.
He caught a wormfish. Tell him.
So we were fishing this shallow point, right? And I saw a group of like 5 fish, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna drop the worm in front of him. It'd be really funny and crazy if one of them actually ate it." And I dropped it on its head, and I just see my line kind of going like this. So I was like, "Oh, Desmond, look, he's running with it. I'm about to set the hook." And I reel down on this fish like I always do, and I swing on this fish like I always do. But this time was different because I had my rod all the way bent out up here, and then all of it just went away, and I was like, "Oh, damn, that's crazy." And then my rod like hit me on the head, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And I like reeled down on this fish to like get my slack in, and I see that my rod is broken, probably like 10 or 12 inches above the reel. Like the middle of my rod.
He snapped it at the best point.
I snapped it at the best point of the rod, and I landed the fish, and it was maybe 14 inches.
Damn.
And
wow.
what else did I do? I lost my glasses today too.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we got rained on in
Yeah.
the right. We were under a bridge, And then this guy in like a, what was that, like a 20-foot tracker?
Yeah.
This guy in a 20-foot tracker had to hide under the bridge with us, and the bridge was like this, maybe as small as this, like the size of this room.
Yeah.
And like he's like, "Oh, I gotta get under there with you guys." And then there's like these two pipes that are like bilging out water, so we're getting caught in between the draft and the pipes, and then we're like drifting back and forth. And I was like, "No, throw your glide bait right at that little spillway." It's basically like in my mind like flow and going. So I was like, "No, throw your sentinel right there," and then his bait got stuck.
Bro, then I had to go up there, and I got right under the thing of that was spewing water at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and I reach my head in there and I get it out, and then I kind of like shake my head as a joke. I was like, "Urgh!" And then my glasses flew off my head, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm really stoked." And that was the start of it. So I was like, "Oh, bad day." This is what it
Thick
is.
pair of glasses, and then
Stoke
a
is
one of
real.
one rod. He
Yeah.
can't get back. He
Yeah,
can't
one
get
of-
this rod ever again.
Yeah,
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 that's
it's done
nice.
now.
It's a good day.
it is.
That's
what it is.
unfortunate.
Shout out to the Rain, friend of the program, for
Yeah,
sure.
but I mean, yesterday I caught PB, so it was worth it, I guess.
Oh yeah,
He caught his
The
PB.
duality of man. Yep. Yeah.
how
Wait,
big?
tell us about that. Yeah.
So my old PB was 9, and this one was 9 even, but I'm gonna call it 9-1 because it was on the paddleboard for 1, and for 2 it was on a swim bait. So I'm just gonna add an ounce.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Just so
I
I can
like
say
that.
it's 10
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Tell him what
That's
bait it
fair
was.
as fuck.
Oh, what? Am I gonna get in trouble for saying the bait?
Yo, no.
Oh, Tyrant. I caught it on the Tyrant 10 Hangman kit. I was having fish eat it all week, and I was like, "Oh, this like they never get the hook on this thing. It sucks." And then you actually get a fish that's big enough to get the whole thing in its mouth. Like I saw a bunch of teeth marks on the tail that weren't there before, and I knew that she came up and like kind of bit the back half, and her mouth was so big, and she opened it. And it created such a big vacuum that the whole 10-inch bait just went in there and folded in half, and the bottom treble was like at the very bottom of her lip, and I had just woken up. I took maybe 5 casts, and that was my 6th one. And I just rolled up to the
Wow.
spot where I caught one that was 26 inches, I think. And I didn't have my scale on me, but it was definitely bigger than the one before, or than the one I caught yesterday. So I rolled up to that spot and I just bombed it out there as far as I could, and then she bit it like pretty quick. So it was a long cast. I had to fight her for a minute. It's a really cool clip that people will get to see eventually when I'm ready to post it. I gotta respect the bite a little bit.
Respect
That's
the bite.
fair.
It'll be
Yeah.
Love to hear
out
it.
there.
Do we have any image we can share on the pod for a reveal, or are we
Oh, yeah.
saving everything?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I got you.
Let me
I'll
just
show you.
let me just see a little image here. I'm excited for it. That's I mean a 9-pounder. Here's the thing, it was fun. I was watching people weigh giant bass at the MLF Derby at Orange Lake up there in Ocala, and you don't realize this is a lesson for us too with some of our fish, our scaleless fish. You don't realize how rare a true 10-pounder actually is. These guys are catching some of the biggest bass. I mean, you're looking at these things like they're hammers. Hammers. I know they're post spawn, but hammers. And there's so many 8-13s, 9-1, 9-2, maybe
Yeah.
like 9-4. But man, them so those true giant fish, that's a rare feat right there. It's exciting.
Here. Hold on.
Oh. That thing got a stomach too. Look at that.
Dude,
Oh
Damn.
my.
He was big. I got a. Hold on. There's this picture as well.
That's fucking fire. That's
so
the one,
awesome,
Knowles.
bro.
That's the one, Knowles.
I know, dude. When you get one that's actually big enough to eat the bait, it's cool.
Yeah.
Makes it worth it.
I can attest to this because the Tyrant 10 is such a fresh eating bait. The Tyrant just series itself is such a fresh eating bait. So if you guys don't know, for those of you that have never seen this bait, it's a giant trout bait. It's a wedge-tailed trout bait. It does not much besides just like a little wobble in the tail, and the hook is just like maybe like what, an inch off the face,
Yeah, it's like
an inch, maybe 2 inches off the face, and then that's it. There's no stinger. There's nothing. It's just the face, like
Wow.
a chin hook. And one would normally assume, one can imagine that the hookup ratio would be horrible on it. and sometimes it is. But I feel like the intention of it is, to like weed out all the smaller fish, because me personally, I've been taking the lazy way out of getting a snook on one, and I've been just chucking it into the foam. And I can't tell you how many rat snook have piped this thing, and I have it hooked up. I have like multiple cast to catches of like, you can see the snook fly out of the water twice for it. And you're just like, why did this fish not hook up? And then I got another, and then I caught a bass on it, and then I was like, oh, okay, that thing like really like engulfed it. You know what I mean? So I feel like it weeds out that type of fish. And then, as we can see from his fish, folded it like a lawn chair. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, when you just gotta trust it, like especially a bait that like is technically like proven, quote unquote. Like everyone is catching fish on that bait. Everybody praises that bait so much, but it is hard to trust until you have your own experiences. I was getting bit that whole week, and I was like starting to doubt it very much. But I rolled up to the spot, and I actually took, I would say my first 3 casts were with the 250, and it's just like a glide bait, like it swims. I was thinking, I was like, I want something that a fish that I can. It was so I had never seen the wind blow like this in this spot. It was blowing perfectly. Like I could bomb a cast as far as I could into this spot, and I could just really let it hang there. And I was like, I want something that is 100% real. And I was thinking about throwing a soft bait like the Bellows Gill or the Citizen or something else. And I landed on the Tyrant 10 because I did not want any little rat fish eating it. And so I just put my trust in it that one time, bombed a cast out there as far as I could. And I kind of just held my rod up and let the wind shake it a little bit, and it was poetry. I was so stoked. I still am.
That's beautiful. That is
Oh,
beautiful.
You gotta love when it all comes together like that,
Yes.
man.
And then
that's
I
a lot of
graduated.
casting taken.
I graduated 12 hours later. So that was
Damn, fire.
Wow.
It was an yeah, it literally is. I graduated and then my rod broke and I lost my glasses in the same day. So if
Hey,
you
man.
really do just graduate and then die. That's what it seems like.
You know, you thrust in, when you thrust into the world, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh
Bro,
away.
I think we graduated like longer ago than you've been alive. Like you're good.
Yeah, it's getting to that point, Johnny.
Oh,
Yo,
man.
also, dude, you're gonna get to fish a whole. I don't mean to be unk here, giving you like advice, but these next 4 years, you got to fish more than you've ever fished in your life. It'll never get easier to fish more from 18 to 22. You're still cute enough where you can get away with all the trespassing. You could still like no one's gonna shoot you yet, but you could drive everywhere. You got hopefully you got a little bread, but like you don't need any. Just go out and fucking hammer them these next couple of years, dude. This is where
I'm gonna try my best.
You sell tilapia.
Bro,
carcasses.
Yes, Florida State
Look-
record 32 incher. It's gonna be in my hand. It's gonna look like a snake. It's gonna be 35 inches. I'm gonna hold it like this. Just like that.
Johnny, what do you think? What do you think the peak of what you just described was for us? Like when I think of that, I think of many different things, of course. And it's funny, I've been told that as well. Bud Cipoletti told me that specifically. When he first met me, I was 21 years old, and he was like, hey, the next 2 or 3, 4 years, he said the same thing that you just said to Knowles.
Yeah.
To me, then. I remember that. Very crazy. But what do you think the peak? I might go with Green Turtle Pond in the Moreno.
Well, what are we judging this on? Like,
Maybe degeneracy,
retard
like
maxing, or like
maybe all right, like there's obviously the serious stuff, like the sends we did and missions and the fish we caught, but like I mean maybe in like the more of like
I mean the time that sticks out the most to me in my life for this question is Riverview, because Riverview had this crazy balance of unemployment, like not right in the head, fishing every day. And also, none of us knew how to fish. So, like when you add all those things together, it just made it crazy. But like we were, like, dude, like
we lived that. We lived
think
that for
about
real.
like some of the reactions I see now of like I caught like a 3-pound jack and I went nuts. And like I thought it was the craziest thing. And this is I was like 20, 22, 23. Like wasn't even new to the game, but like. Now I look back on that and it's weird because if I see that same reaction, like there is an unk in me now who's kind of like, bro, it's a 2-pound jack. but like I have to
Nah, bro.
remember, like,
Nah.
oh, dude, like,
the
Yeah,
journey.
bro.
The
Progression.
journey. No,
But yeah,
it's cool.
that time.
I'll just bring this up really quick on this topic. So, you guys will both appreciate this because you both fished this river and paddled around it extensively. Johnny, I was up by the state park today, and I ran into this. So this is a guy that I ran into Memorial Day weekend, and it's funny, you know, if you run into me on the water, I will admit there's many different versions you might encounter. If I'm deep in contemplation on how to get a bite in that particular moment, you might encounter a version of me that says hi, maybe just a quick nod, and then goes on with his day. This day in particular was Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. I knew there was going to be people out there. I was just kind of fishing and enjoying the day for what it was. So I ran into this guy, and you know, it was one of the people where you just strike up a conversation for no reason. And this guy was super cool. I could already tell. His name is Jimmy, 71 years old. He paddles that river every single day if he can get out there and do it. He launches at Sargent's Kai and goes all the way to the state park and back. And he used to do it in his 60s when the logs were in the river. So he was dragging over in his 60s up the Narrows. He used to do all of that. And he's been living around here. They moved from Michigan in 1976. So he's been living here for 50 years. And it was really cool because today I ran into this same guy. And it's funny. We were up. I run into him. He's got a fishing rod with him and a chop block.
No way. No.
I ran into him in the hole.
Wow.
I went all the way there today, and there he is with a fishing rod and a chop block. And it's funny because there was no part of me that was mad about that. You know,
That's
it was
crazy.
like, it literally I went 40 minutes on the Newport to get to that hole, Kai, today. I was going to start there and then go down. I don't see a soul for 40 minutes. I get all the way there, and there's Jim. There's Jim, right? Throwing into the hole. And
That's crazy.
I'm laughing.
That's
though.
wild.
I'm laughing. But it was cool because
That's
today
wild, man.
we were hanging at the hole. I was about to go down and fish other stuff, but you know, we struck up another conversation. He was very curious about, because you know, he went back and went through Uncle Larry's, and that's how he ended up with the chop block in his hand. And it was cool. At one point, I got to ask him, you know, I was like, "Hey man, can I ask you a question?" He's like, "Go for it." And I go, "What do you think about the world right now?" You know, as a man who is 71 years old and has been there, done that, and is clearly wise, and we got into this whole conversation about you know, everything you could imagine, and many similarities. Doesn't watch the news, but one interesting takeaway that I'd like to share on the podcast is, you know, he was literally about a paddle away. We're about to, you know, separate ways. He's like, "Listen, you know, I know, you know, you may get stressed out thinking about, well, what things are going to look like 30 years from now, and where you're at now versus, you know, what time I grew up, the 70s and 80s." And he's like, "Look, I've been paddling this river for 50 years, and I can tell you, it really doesn't look much different now than it looked back in 1976. And you're here, and I'm here. So just appreciate that. And keep on your path because it brought you here now. So don't worry about all that." So that was really cool. It was a cool encounter today, and it was a nice lesson to talk to people, because sometimes I don't. Like I said, sometimes I don't. I'm in fishing mode. I'm head down. You know, how you doing? Keep it moving. It's time for that too, but it's cool to talk to people as well, because you get some valuable things out of it sometimes. And I know he did as well, because he ended up on that river the next day with a chop block, trying to catch a big bass.
Shit.
So.
Real shit. Particularly the old heads, man. Whenever I can, boy, I soak up knowledge from the guys who've been here 2-3 times as long as us. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason. There's a reason they've been here this long. They got experience. There's a reason. They know what they're doing. They done been around the block once or twice. So when they speak, I try and soak up as much of that as possible. Because interactions like
I got a
that
question.
are priceless.
I got a question. Okay, you're going to a bar and you get into a fight. Who are you trusting to fight with you? 18-year-old you, or no, 19-year-old you, or 50-year-old you?
Oh man.
Give
Well,
me
definitely
19.
not 19-year-old me. No
Yeah,
way.
19-year-old
So I
me,
got
man.
to I got to just hope on 50-year-old me to be a man of the mountains, you know? Like I hope to be one day, maybe. That's where I'm at with that question.
What about you guys?
Dude, give me 19.
19. I'm picking 19-year-old me, bro.
I feel like
You have a
for
weapon
me,
at 19.
I'd say I was like a year away from saying the younger me. Like I'm in on 19. I feel like 50-year-old me would just at least he would go till he bleeds out, you know? Like at least he'd give you.
Yeah, I like that answer.
19-year-old me has a tap, and 50-year-old me, I don't think it's not gonna. At least he's not gonna tap. So I might go 50.
Got something
Yeah,
to prove?
I'm going 50.
The grandpa strength on Kai about to be crazy. I already know.
I'm
I
going
can
Something
see
50.
it.
happened between 19 and 20 though, where 20 is a no-brainer. I'm going
It's gonna
20,
be- yeah,
I'm going
it's
20,
gonna
bro.
be-
but
I'm
19,
going 20. At 19, probably too.
That old head strength is unmatched, boy.
Yo, Kai, do you have dad strength yet? Like, can you
I
lift
think
your
so.
kayak just like over your head? And shit?
Put up your forearm. Put up your forearm.
I'm pulling muscles in my pecs that I'm hurting my back. I think I'm getting there slowly but surely.
You're
Slowly
breaking
but
it
surely.
in. You're just
Oh
breaking it in.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
you
I
don't-
felt it during this moving this furniture and shit.
Hey
I felt
man,
it.
you only 6 months in, man. It's a long road. It's a
Oh,
long
yeah.
road. A lot of
Oh,
dad
yeah.
strength to develop.
Oh yeah, look, I'm only
You
getting
gotta have
started.
that kind of
It also
stopping
be
power
those
to like.
the Newport's
stop your
getting
kids in
everybody
runs.
lazy too. Like,
Yo,
guys
I
were
don't
probably
like
way
it.
more jacked a year
I don't
ago.
like it. It's the one
Yeah,
thing.
that's real.
It's the one thing that I almost feel guilty about when I'm out there, and it ain't a knock on the Newport. Listen, if anything, it's a compliment. But I do. There was something about going out there and relying on nothing but your own two arms
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
get the job done. That was really dope, and it was cool that we lived that era. I am almost sad that we're out of it. It's made such a difference in the fishing that I can't care that much, but it did kind of double as the gym out there.
You also
I ain't
you
gonna
don't have
lie.
to be out of the era because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, there's still going to be things we're going to want to like. It might be fewer and further between. Like, I feel like we're all busier, so when you actually get a chance to fish, like we want to maximize the fishing, sure, but like
Right.
there's gonna be that creek you see on the maps that like it's a 7-foot used kayak and a Walmart paddle, and you fucking hammer it. Like,
Oh yeah.
end
Oh,
of the
Kai,
day-
you know about a spot that we could go to tomorrow that would meet those qualifications right
I mean,
now.
the Giant,
Oh,
got
yeah.
it, bro. The Giant
Yeah.
had to be that.
Yeah, you can't take
Yeah,
the Newport
you
up
ain't
in
taking
there.
a Newport back up in there. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
Fuck
this
that.
ain't a knock on anything. It's just, especially Newport. Like, we love Newport, but like,
Newport
two
or
arms are
Newports?
undefeated, bro. They crossed the Atlantic with this.
They
dude.
did. They did that. They really
It's
did
a
that though.
tool. It's a tool like with everything else. I almost feel like since we've got the Newports, I'm almost going through like a recalibration when it comes to my fishing because I have this tool now that allows me to move so quickly that it almost hinders you to an extent if you're not in the right mindset. Like you
Yes.
have to be able
You have to be
to-
careful.
to slow down and really kind of stay in, you know what I mean, like a grindy mindset, not like rely on the fact that, oh, you know, I could just fucking send it here in 20 minutes, you know what I mean, a freaking mile or two upriver. And
Yep.
check this out, when you're limited to paddling or a pedal drive, you got to be a lot more strategic with how you choose to, you know, cover water and whatnot, because I mean, you end up paddling out, you know, 5-6 miles or whatever it may be. Like, you got to take that trip back eventually. You know? So it's like you having that in the back of your mind. Now with the Newports, it's like, I know I can be back in less than an hour. You know what I mean? Like, where do I want to go? And I think we're all kind of just
I got
kind
kind
of
of a story like
adjusting to
that.
that change of being able to cover a little bit more water than we were used to before.
I've had to
I got a
I've had to
story.
set rules. I literally put rules in my head to where today I'm like, okay, I'm going to this pool, but once I go this pool and down, that motor does not get above 5%.
Yep.
You know, because anything more than that, I feel like, and that's the thing about even the 180 versus the 300, right? Because I know you got the 300, I got the 180. I need that 1-2% speed where
Yeah.
it just trolls, because anything more than that, there's times when that's too fast. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta be either with the current or going like literally 1-2% on that.
Even
1-2%.
1-2% on the 300 is too fast for me sometimes.
Yeah, you got to
Like,
turn that.
if
Yeah,
I'm
you got to
trying
turn
to,
that
like,
off. Yeah.
If you're trying to like reiterate the idea of, like, imagine you on the deck of the tracker with the trolling motor, just pushing up a bank, covering water, shit like that. It's like in the kayak, I don't know. It's like you try to reinvent that almost, but you got to find that sweet spot with that motor to where you can like effectively cover that water and you're not just blowing through it. You know what I mean? And that's something that, like I said, we're still dialing that in, like exactly what's the sweet
So
spot
I got a
for me
question.
to be able to kind of troll through here. You know what I mean? What speed is ideal for me to be able to fish and still be able to cover the water that I need to cover? So
I see
You got
I got
Des.
a question. I got
What
a
you
question.
got?
Actually. So, all right. So, a little bit of backstory. I started paddleboarding fishing. Start paddleboard fishing for snook this past weekend. Right. I started on the little journey, whatever. Right. One thing that I'm noticing is my casting just off the casting can change the entire direction of which way I'm floating. Do you guys notice that with the kayaks? And then is the trolling motor helping or hurting that?
not
Oh, I mean,
necessarily. I don't think it's as crazy with the kayaks because
Mhm.
like the whole the way the holes are designed. I mean, you have kayaks like the Shoaly. That one might be a similar example to a paddleboard because it's just
Yeah.
flat. So you turn a lot in that kayak depending on the wind or what you're doing and things of that nature. But when you have those holes that are a little bit more V-shaped and kind of keep your positioning against the wind a little bit better, you don't really run into that as much. And with the Newports, it's like you just hit a switch 2 seconds real quick and you've repositioned yourself. So it's not even like a factor. You know what I mean? That paddleboard, you are definitely at the elements are something you got to fight against a lot with that. That's something to get used to with being on the water for sure.
100%.
So we've got team paddleboard here. We've got team kayak over here. So I'm gonna bring you guys some questions, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it. Two different viewpoints, whether you feel like which one you feel like is better in which scenario, right? So let's say you have a little creek mission. You're going down. Let's just use a random river, the Hills River, right? Are you using a kayak or a paddleboard to throw, I don't know, 250? Now for those of you that don't know, the Hillsborough River, it's just mad trees everywhere. It's mad structures, just trees go.
What kind of kayak though? Just like a paddle kayak, a pedal drive?
Like, can I bring any kayak on this little mission?
Yeah.
Well, let's say the ones that you guys have now, because I feel like you guys have like the top of the line kayak. The top of the line. I feel like it's like the epitome of what I think when I think of like a kayak fishing vehicle. So it's got the trolling motor. It's got, what you guys have right now. What were you?
Slow down. I was gonna say if we could kit out the kayak, I will choose the kayak.
You choose the kayak. Okay.
Probably, yeah. If I could kit
You
it
guys
out,
will choose the kayak?
but
I feel like there's no debate here. It's just like sometimes it's fun to like, and I don't even mean this as a chirp to paddleboarding at all. This is a compliment. But sometimes it's fun to like hinder yourself intentionally. Like that's why people like to surf cast when they can. Plenty of guys out like where I'm at now who surf cast every day who could afford a boat, but like they enjoy it. Like I totally get that. Like it's not everything's equal. I think in this content age where we're just comparing like fish for fish, like, yeah, everyone's looking for the best advantage, but like, I don't think anyone's going to look at like us in a Newport with a 180 on the back versus like somebody on a paddleboard and each 5-pounders an equal fish. Like,
Mhm.
I think we know better than that. So
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I think the
The way-
paddleboard plays a part a little bit more in like sight fishing scenarios.
Yeah.
When you're trying to like
Yeah.
sneak up on fish and you need to be stealthy. I feel like the ultimate stealth is within a paddleboard
interesting.
for the most part. There's so many aspects with the kayak that make it rough when you're trying to be like stealthy and sneak up on fish and like not spook them. The hull slap. You got to worry about you sitting shit down on the plastic. Anything that hits that plastic is going to fucking reverberate fucking 50 yards. So the makeup of those paddle boards is definitely a lot more efficient for trying to be sneaky, I'd say.
This is exactly what I was thinking. Like if you're taking, so my experience with kayak fishing is just a like very small plastic kayak that you can buy for, I don't even know how much they are. And one thing that I noticed is I'm kind of just stuck in there.
Yeah.
Like I'm stuck with this little circle, and I can throw a tackle box, by my feet, and I have to break my arm to try and reach it at the front of the kayak. But, and then, like even then, I have to cast right, and then I have to put my rod down and pick up my paddle so I can back up, and then I cast, and then like by that time you're not fishing anymore. Like you're fighting with the wind. You can't move yourself around very well. So that's just my experience with kayak fishing. But with the paddleboard, I can paddle wherever I want. I can just drop my 2 legs in the water. I could kick against the wind, and I could stay pretty much in the exact same spot the whole time. And not to mention, it's very stealthy. Like the least stealthy thing about it is me dropping my 2 legs in the water and kicking them back and forth.
Yeah.
And even then, the fish seemed to not have a problem with it. Like I dropped the worm on those fish's head. They had no idea I was there. And same with the first 9-pounder I caught at this one spot, or I say 9-pounder, it was the 26-incher. And I'm going to safely assume it was 9 pounds.
9-pounder.
Yeah, exactly.
10-pounder.
That fish, I rolled over its head, and I'm telling you, I was staring at it for probably a solid 25 seconds. And I was like, oh, that fish is smart. Maybe she'll remember me. I don't know. And I spun back 45 minutes later and cast it in the exact same spot, and she ate it. And I'm sure, if there was a boat right there and he dropped his trolling motor down and put on the spot lock and then threw the lure in there, that fish would have watched it go by.
Yeah.
Like the whole time. She may have even followed it all the way up to the boat. She would have seen the boat from way further, but
Yeah.
I think
The
stealth is a lot
hands-free
better on the
aspect,
paddleboard, for
too.
sure. What'd you say?
That was the hands-free aspect too is another
Yes,
benefit.
yes, I
'cause you
can
guys are
really lock
using your
in on-
legs to move you. It's I mean I guess the closest you get to that is the pedal drive or
Yes.
using the motor. But even with the motor, technically you still got to dedicate one hand to controlling that, and in the pedal drive kayak you got to dedicate one hand to steering if you have like a secondary steering system like that. So
And
that's definitely something I never even really thought about that.
The paddleboard honestly has it has an immeasurable amount of flaws. Like like I have had buddies who've had a wave catch them sideways, and their entire life in the crate just goes and it's gone. And in this cast to catch of the 9-pounder that I caught yesterday, she's swimming towards me, and so I'm picking up all my slack, and I swear to God, she ends up under my board, and like 9 pounds of straight fish just turns my board complete 180 like a fucking snook. I swear to God. And there was just nothing I could do.
The whole entire paddleboard
Dude, I had my bail open. I was letting her run, and she spins my board a complete 180. And I was just like, I didn't like that. But I couldn't do anything about it. Like that fish was gonna do what it wanted to me.
Can we
So,
talk
like,
about
there's-
that aspect of things for a second? Because I don't think,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
people don't really understand when you're out there in a kayak, specifically, or a paddleboard, something without a motor, just at the liberty of your own body and the elements, the wind and the current and whatnot, and you hook into a big fish. That, you want to talk about a fucking sleigh ride? That shit is crazy, man. Like that, I just knowing that a fish is controlling where you're going at this moment, and you don't have any there's nothing that you could do but hold on, literally. Like there's this one video on Unks of me hooking into this jack in the Crescent Shoalie, and these are just regular paddle kayaks, and it's got a flat hull too, very similar to like a paddleboard. You could almost use it as a paddleboard if you take the seat out. And I hooked into this jack on the river, and this thing, I mean, I was moving probably like fucking 4 or 5 miles per hour while this thing was pulling me down into the goddamn sticks, and then fucking got me tangled up in the trees. And that's the video where my GoPro fell off my head into the bottom of the river. I was trying to fucking maneuver and fight the fish and keep myself from flipping over. That shit's nutty, man. And the paddleboard, it's like that times 12. Oh my god.
Yes, dude. Like whenever I'm punching too, or like frogging, and like the straight braid hook sets where I'm not concerned about kicking my feet anymore. Like a fish eats my frog, and I just like I'm only focused on swinging as hard as I can, right? And I swing, and then immediately my board is like trailing one direction. I'm like, oh wait, hold on.
That's what I've noticed all this week, bro. All this week I've been throwing glides all week, right? So I can feel like whenever these glides drag, it feels that water resistance. I can feel like my paddleboard kind of like push.
You turn with it. It almost steers you.
Yes, yeah.
Or like when I was skipping the tyrant into like mangroves, just like boom, 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 right? And every single time I tried to skip it, like the entire paddleboard literally shifted at my waist, like entire hip rotation, and I was like, right. I was like,
you just gotta get your sea legs.
Yeah,
you just gotta get your sea legs, Des.
It's definitely different than like wading or something, or like fishing. I've only fished off a boat a couple times, but I've mainly been like land based this entire time, and I've done both kayak and paddleboard now, and I can see both applications, but I can also see both drawbacks. I like the freedom of like moving my legs in the paddleboard, but then like I don't know, there's like aspects of the kayak where it's got all the compartments and you can like interchange everything, but then also I like that about the paddleboard too, like, but they're both different things, because then also like at this mangrove swamp, I like sit my board trying to get the tyrant, and I sit there at like probably 10 miles an hour straight to a mangrove, and I was like, bro, I'm lucky that thing didn't pop. I'm lucky that paddleboard didn't pop. But then I was like, if I had a kayak, I could just like send it in and break whatever mangrove.
Yeah.
I have, and there's 2 little points that I have to add as well. This is a very good one. Is I have a 4-door sedan Honda Accord 2006, and the paddleboard rolls up. I could fit it right.
That's
so
I
gotta say though, there's no excuse there. I was throwing a 13-footer on top of my Honda Accord. Legit.
That's crazy work. When I got the paddleboard like that. I got the paddleboard.
Wait a minute. Tell him about the roof rack. Tell him about your roof rack situation. What did you use, Johnny? What were you using? Yeah, what were you using?
Well, I was rolling up to sales meetings for some corporate restaurant job with a 13-footer just on top of my Honda Accord 07. It was totaled too, and my boy Al fixed it.
But I'm saying the roof rack, like I remember.
What were you using to support the kayak?
Yeah, like what was the support system?
What was I using?
The blanket.
Pool noodles.
Oh, the pool noodles. Yeah, the blanket.
It was like a towel.
Bro, I just picked up a new blanket the other day at Home Depot. I swear.
It was a blanket. It was the blanket.
I bought a brand new blanket the other day just for this, for the
That's
new.
nutty.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting away from the blanket.
That's all you need, bro. That's all you. I was doing that shit back in Jersey with the Chevy.
Wait, what?
Throwing the green kayak on top of the Chevy Spark or whatever. I don't even know what kind of car. What was that?
The Cobalt.
Oh, dude.
No, why? Kai, why I know that and not you? That's crazy,
bro. Because I've put that part of my life behind me.
That's crazy. The Cobalt is real trenches, bro. That is trenches, bro.
Bro, that was the height of the pandemic trenches. That was the height of the pandemic trenches. I felt that was Mad Max shit.
Dude, you know what might have been some of the most Mad Max apocalyptic shit we ever did, Kai, was when we tried to trespass the Miami Aquarium at night.
What? Sorry?
What the fuck?
No,
Sorry.
yeah,
I put that in the back of my head too.
Yeah, first of all, low key, like we roll up on some intel. The intel being like there's cuberas in the aquarium or something.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it wasn't really like,
Or Kobe, wasn't it Kobe or some shit?
dude, it was something crazy. Like, well, I guess
It was-
Big
the
ass
aquarium.
It was snapper.
Cobia,
It was a
farm-raised
snapper.
cobia.
It was a snapper species. It was
Yeah.
snapper species.
There was like a species, dude. We rolled up to do it, bro. And like, I remember kind of looking at it like it's kind of doable, but like we didn't end up doing it. But Kai and I like didn't have a place to sleep, so we like hopped the fence of the Miami Aquarium to try and fish the bridge behind it, and we just end up sleeping like at like 5 a.m. But the sun comes up, it's like 100 degrees, and we were just getting smoked by mosquitoes, but we couldn't move. Like I think one of you guys was like puking that day or something. Like
Yeah.
we were just going crazy.
I wouldn't be
That was
surprised.
This is the homeless chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. This is
Blue
borderline
Wizard.
homelessness. This is what we
And-
went through.
And keep
Spring of
we-
21.
we didn't have any like followers or presence at this point either. Like we were the sneaking into the Miami Aquarium was for the love of the game. Like that was not for clout.
You
Yo,
gotta say that too.
weird
Like Kai
question.
sleeping on the hood of my Jeep in the middle of the Keys as we're
That's
dodging
insane. That's insane.
Monroe County sheriffs, you know, and then thousands of mosquitoes swarming us. That
That
was
was-
the love of the game. Like
that
Johnny
was
said.
probably the
Bro.
weirdest place I think I've ever.
MCSO is the cartel, bro. They're the cartel.
Kai, describe that scene. Describe that scene.
I mean, bro, we're out
MCSO
there with
is
Mark,
equivalent to Al
we're out
Qaeda.
there with Mark Tinho. And
Mark Tinho, Miami.
And bro, and this is Mark's like, I don't know if Mark has like been to Miami before. I think this is all of our first time in Miami.
First time in Miami, baby.
Bro. And we're like, well, we're not paying for a hotel. We're down here. We just fished with Monster Mike and Drag. And we're not done yet, but we gotta sleep. So go on Google Maps after going to Pollo Tropical, getting a nice Cuban, and we find a nice little park with a dead-end street. And we pull up like 2-3 cars deep, I think. And like I think we parked the cars in like a circle. And like at the end of the dead road, and we just fucking posted up outside, just like a bonfire, like how you would at like a state park, right?
With
We
the tin
posted
cup
up, like,
whiskey.
camping. With the 10-cup whiskey, and I just
It was-
hop on
so
the Jeep.
listen, we were gonna fish with David the next day, and this vacant.
Oh, we
lot
hadn't
was-
fished with Mike and them
No,
yet.
it was so we're like, okay, so we'll just go to the vacant lot across the street from where this kid lives and just be homeless.
Yeah, we'll be here. We don't have to drive anywhere because he lives right here.
Do you remember where we slept in the Keys that trip? Dude,
Oh,
man.
at the
Kai,
dog
Kai,
park?
you know what's
At the
funny?
dog park?
I didn't want to. No, Kai, I didn't want to stop you because that was a great story to tell. That wasn't even what I was talking about, bro. I was talking about when we slept in the dog park.
Yeah, the
In the
dog
Keys.
park.
No, I think that was later on in the trip.
That was
Or
the
that a
same
different
trip, wasn't it? It was
No,
just
there
the
was
end of it.
two. There was two.
No,
there was
because
two-
Mark came to the Keys with us that trip.
Yeah, Mark was
there
in the Keys.
there was two different dog park trips. There was that one, and then there was the trip when there was nefarious.
Oh, it was
tarpon
just you and
activity.
me. No, it was just us.
I
Because
left.
you stayed because you didn't get a tarpon yet. We were trying to
Yeah, and I was like, I'm done. I'm going
that-
home.
And that's the night. That is the night where Kai slept, I believe, on a sleeping bag on a park bench, right? I slept
picnic
in
table
my
in the
car.
park,
mosquitoes were coming into my car. Yeah.
Well, you
Monroe
found
County
a park
sheriffs,
in the Keys? You found one?
We
Yeah.
found what? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they were doing.
impressive.
Do you remember they were doing yoga when we woke up in the morning?
Dude, I remember I
No,
remember
that was
waking up.
Johnny. That was Johnny. I remember waking up. Listen to this memory, ladies and gentlemen. I remember waking up and I just look to my left and I see Johnny asleep on the beach, homeless, next to 7 or 8 40 to 50-year-old moms doing yoga. Their yoga mats are out. The instructor's there. All right, we're going to do this. And then I see Johnny, sweatshirt, hoodie on, sweatpants on the beach.
That just goes to show you how used they are to homeless people. You know what
Dude,
I mean,
well,
they just resumed the yoga class right next to the homeless guy.
I mean, it started because like I just saw the little patch of green on Google Maps. I go and lay down. I wake up because a dog starts licking my face, and I'm like, oh, we're in a dog park, and it's 5 a.m. It was like sunrise. You got people out for their Keys sunrise walks with their dog. I'm getting licked in the face by their dogs. Craziest thing is the owner's not saying anything. He's just like letting the dog lick me like I'm a fucking piece of shit. And then I turn
like you're a fire hydrant.
I'm like, there's shit all around me. I've been sleeping on shit all night in the dog park. So I was like, I just packed my stuff up while you guys are still asleep. And I saw them starting the yoga up, and I was like, fuck it. Like, that's some nice, soft, white sand.
Can we
I
talk about the
Yeah.
mosquitoes though for a second? Because I don't think that people really understand what it's like to spend an entire night outside in South Florida, like outside, like not even. I don't want to say South Florida because South Florida is different. Like the Glades and shit, that's a whole different animal. Let's just focus on the Keys specifically. The Keys, that place, it looks beautiful. That place is hell. That place is hell on earth. If you do
it's
not
not.
come prepared to the Keys will eat you the fuck alive.
The
And that's
Keys is the
real.
greatest location of all. The
That
Keys
is
is the
real.
greatest location of all time. The Keys is the
I'm
greatest
telling you, they
land
make it look
destination
great,
of all time.
and then you get down there and you're like, there's nowhere to go.
I would-
There's no escape.
The Keys is the best. If I were to be homeless anywhere, like if I were to be given the
No.
choice to be homeless anywhere, I'd be homeless in
No.
the Keys.
What are you?
No,
You don't know
no.
anything about being homeless.
You will be
No.
dead.
No.
In,
You don't know
in 4
anything about
days,
being
Desmond.
homeless if you're saying
Listen.
that.
I'm gonna tell you guys a story, okay? I'm gonna tell you guys a story. Once
Easier
I had a
homeless
warrant. Once I had a warrant out for my arrest, right? For missing
God.
court for spearfishing, okay?
Way
For
more than
spearfishing
one.
in the Keys. And I had to go down there on a last minute trip. I had I think negative $33 in my account, so I couldn't get a hotel. And I literally slept on top of my car like how you guys did. But then I was like, it's getting hot in here. So I just slept under the what is it called? The 7 Mile Bridge? I slept under the 7 Mile Bridge. And I was just chilling there. But then I was like, yo, honestly, if I was homeless, I'd probably sleep just in the Keys.
Yeah, I spent a night in Fort Lauderdale one time
That's what I'm saying.
to fish with Phoenix.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, I slept outside. I slept right outside.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'd rather be homeless anywhere but I'd rather be homeless in the Keys. And then
And
you
anywhere
can
else?
No. I'd only be
One of the worst
homeless in
takes
the
I've
Keys.
ever heard, bro.
No. If I were to be given they're like, hey, you lost everything, you're gonna be homeless tomorrow. I'm like, yo, fly me to Keys, bro. I mean, turtles, deer, iguanas. I mean,
Yo, you pull up to Robbie's.
They'll fuck
You pull up to
They will have
Robbie's
their
and you just
way
see
with
Desmond.
Those iguanas will do whatever they want to you. You're not gonna stop it.
he
Bro.
got 8 swim baits under the bridge. Like he got a whole
I'm
swim bait.
convinced by Robbie.
I'm
He's
like talking to him. I'm like talking to him. I'm like
You're
talking to all my
handlining
roommates, like my
Fingers on the
associates.
wall.
His net worth
Laying
is
under the
actually like
bridge.
he got 20,000 in swim baits under the bridge.
Oh
And no
my
one's
God.
not a single person down there knows what those are. So they're gonna be like, sir, senor, what are these? And I'm like, shh.
He's petting.
Refuses
Oh
to
my
Give him a
fish
cake
him.
frenzy. It's all good.
Yeah,
Hey,
One day-
I know it's late. We got it's a little late in the pod for this. We got songs tonight, man. I wanted to
Yes.
hear
I
the
was just gonna
songs.
say
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick
we
though,
do.
this Keys thing will
Oh,
end
wait, are you doing
immediately
the one
when
that- am I doing
what's
that
his
one?
name comes by in his Newport. Fucking why am I blanking, bro?
Newport? Who with the Newport?
Yeah, bro. Who's got the Newport in the Keys, dude?
Oh, Ethan.
Oh, summertime.
Ethan.
Oh,
Summertime.
Ethan, yeah.
What about Ethan?
He's just gonna one day when Dez is under there with all of his little swim baits. Ethan's coming in there and he's calling F-dub on him. I was gonna say he'd pull up, but he's an F-dub guy for sure.
That's funny.
I'm gonna trade him 50 Vertex. I'm gonna trade him 50 of those squid Vertex for one DRT bait. 50 of them. I'm just gonna
You can do
hammer
it.
in them.
He would do it. He gets $6,000 of Vertex a month, bro. Are you kidding me?
So you
Those
you
things
give
are
me
not
some bird
Yeah,
texts.
shout out Ethan. He got us
These
the
things are
hookup. Though.
expensive.
He got some good Nomad stuff.
Yeah, shout out to
No,
Nomad.
Nomad
Ethan,
is
come on the pod.
fire. I hope Nomad just sees this because like
Nomad,
shout out
Nomad,
Nomad.
come on
That's
the pod.
good, dude.
quality baits.
Dial.
Quality baits, Mont.
Mother Nature come on
Nomad
the
Tackle, the Big Les Show, Bassman. Australia's got some good stuff going for it, man. Kyle Jocumson,
Triple Vax.
Wally Santana,
Steve
come on.
Irwin. Yeah. Big Vax continent over there. Yep, for sure.
Big facts.
All right, let's get to these songs, guys. So first up,
Oh, yeah.
we got.
Yeah. What we grooving to, boys?
All right. Who goes
forget.
first?
So you
We'll
guys
go
go
with Eric first. Eric.
Oh shit. Well, grooving, man. Listen, shout out to the '60s. Shout out to Patterson, New Jersey, where my dad grew up. That's where these guys are from. Garfield, actually, specifically.
Wow.
But we're talking North Jersey. Talking just a good old '60s too, man. It's kind of a mix of like, maybe like doo-wop mixed with blues a little bit, you know, with a little bit of soul mixed in with these guys. I don't know. It was just something I heard in the shuffle, and I was grooving down the highway. It was Memorial Day. I was going to see my dad. Funny enough, I didn't know these guys were from Patterson. Of course, this song comes on my shuffle, and I'm like, yeah, this is great.
That's
I'm enjoying
wild.
this. So grooving. Yeah, there you go. There's my pick.
Hometown heroes.
Next up, we
I'm
got
going.
Kai.
I'm going Candy Cameo. Little more funk for y'all this week. You know what I'm saying? That's a classic. That's a classic right there. If you ain't, I'm sure
Classics.
most people have heard this song, and if you haven't, you should. But it's just a great bop. You know, it doesn't have any real sentimental value. Just a great song.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to put some classics on the playlist. I hope we're
Just a great
actually
song.
getting that playlist going because I would
Yes.
love to listen to that one day. Yeah. Beautiful. Johnny, what
Right.
you got?
I picked a random one. I just went to like Down and Out by Tantric. I couldn't even tell you how this song goes, honestly, but I added it recently. I think it's just one of those like commercial rock songs that came out in the last 15 years.
Yeah,
But
we're
the
talking like 2012 era, 2012, 2015.
Something like that. Just like some rock music that like I never got around to listening to. And I don't know. I haven't been listening to much music lately. I don't really know what that means. Like, this has definitely been the period of my life where I've like listened to the least.
Are you falling
amount
out of love with music?
per day? No, I'm not falling out of love with music. I just have listened to much less music. I couldn't even tell you why over like the past few weeks.
Yeah.
When I do listen to it, it's been like rock music that sounds the best to me, which I just find interesting because it's like been a while since I've gotten on a kick. And I kind of just enjoyed like simple, almost like shitty rock music because when I am listening to music lately, it's like, all right, it's 50 degrees, it's windy, it's raining. Like, I don't really
I'm
want
gonna
to
give you suggestions.
Stripers are biting. So like, let me use it, get to the spot. And that's kind of been the vibe. Very simple.
I like
I'm
it.
gonna give you a suggestion of an artist. Okay,
All right.
his name
hit
is
me.
Jesus. His name is T. He's
What is it?
his name is Jesus.
Yep. I like this.
Jesus and Diamond. Yes.
Yep. Jesus and Diamond.
Very good.
Yep.
Very good. We both like him. We both like. That was actually going to be my
Jesus
song
and
this week.
Diamond?
This is our collective song of the week.
Yes, it's
Is it?
on.
Okay.
No. Mine is
Okay.
another one, but his is
Mine
Bada
is,
Beat.
mine is Bada Bing Bada Boom by Diamond and Jesus. So this Rolling Loud lineup was in my city. And they were everyone had to check in with me. I want to make that clear. So everyone checked in with me. I let them all slide, of course. And then I got to watch Diamond and I watched a video of Diamond and Jesus' set. And it was very good. And then I found out that they were signed to Young Thug's label. And I just didn't know that for some reason. And then I started listening to all their music and I've been obsessed with it for the past like week or two now, maybe 3. So Diamond and Jesus. And
what would you
and
compare it
EP.
to? What would you compare it to, Knowles? Are there their own
like
thing? Is
it's
there
the Mona Lisa.
comparisons?
The Mona Lisa.
Yeah, like
The Mona Lisa. Okay.
The Mona Lisa.
And they call
it's like
themselves
if
Diamond
you
Jesus.
Like that first sip of coffee in the morning.
yes.
Coffee
You know
and
what I was
cigarettes
you
in
know
the
what I
morning?
can
That first time you touch back. I'm joking.
Right.
whoa
I'm joking.
whoa
I'm kidding.
whoa.
All right.
Did you
What
say
I would
back?
compare it to, I don't. This is what I. this is what I would compare it to either ripping bag or like being on Rainbow Road in Mario Kart. If you've ever played Mario Kart, you know what Rainbow Road is. It would be like walking on Rainbow Road and like looking out into like the galaxy and the stars and shit. Like if you did that and played Bada Bing Bada Boom by Diamond and Teezus,
Yes.
your life would change drastically.
Yes.
I want to
Just,
see if
like,
that's ridiculous.
Spoke to our generation, like
You should.
just gave a nice, like, oh, I now I know what you mean, young one.
Yeah, Rainbow
Rainbow
Road.
Road. Yeah.
You don't believe
Diamond and Jesus, Rainbow Road. Okay.
Put you on. All right,
That was a
sick.
nice reference.
Wait,
My
Bada Bing,
next-
Bada Boom.
Bada Bing Bada Boom by Diamond
That,
and
that
Teezus.
would be your go-to. Like, all right, first Teezus song. It explains what's going on.
And
Yeah.
That's what I stick
yeah.
with.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like touching bag, and we're wolfing into the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, exactly. And then
We're wolfing into Jordan Belfort. Okay.
you listen to Bada Bing Bada Boom,
so
and
this
it's
is
over
high.
here.
This is high energy, is what you're saying.
Yes.
This
This is
very
low
high
cortisol
energy.
music.
For a
Low
second.
cortisol music.
I gotta
There
check
is
this
such a
out.
crazy pocket of the song. They're just it's just up, like it's like a jumping type of like rhythmic type
Do,
of sound to it.
do speakers matter? Does setting matter? Can I just bump this through my
Settings, so
laptop
I-
speakers, or do I need to be in my car going 90 down 75? What are we doing?
Just be happy. Just be happy.
Be
Yes.
happy? Okay.
That's all you
right.
guys do. Just feel good, and it'll turn on. You'll be like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think
You'll
so.
swerve into the interstate.
I
It's
think
insane.
so. Yes.
It's the greatest song of
Like
all
you
time.
listen to Bada Bing Bada Boom, you start there,
Johnny,
and then you listen to Three Phones, and it's all the way over here, and you're like, whoa! And those are his two most popular songs.
Johnny,
Bada Bing Bada Boom and Three Phones.
what do you got, bro? Give
All
us,
I just did 20 seconds.
give us your review, Johnny.
What, bro? You didn't like the macaroni bar?
No,
That's-
put
that's-
that in the words, dude.
See what? He's literally having.
Bro,
he's
was-
having an
it was-
orgasm on the pod.
Here's what happened. Like,
He had him on the
it was
pod.
immediately. This was the worst song. Oh, but let me finish. It was the worst song I've ever heard in my entire life. But I was like, also like, yeah, I like it. I like it. First bar of the song, I shut it off. I was like, that was excellent. Like that was.
Yeah.
Can't we finish this song?
What was
Yeah.
the first
You didn't
part?
even finish it, bro. You didn't hear about the
It was
muffin.
like-
You haven't heard about
I
the
just brought,
muffin.
I,
You didn't hear about him trying to
I
end his
just
night
brought
with the
home to
muffin.
the homeless or something like that. First bar. It's brought home to the homeless. I was like, I love that. And, we
Nah,
were
and then
just
you guys
talking
listen to
about
Three
that.
Phones.
Like,
Three Phones too. You gotta listen to
What?
Three
No,
Phones.
no, no. They gotta listen to Chanel and
Oh,
Camel
yeah.
Crush.
Hold on, hold on.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
DM me
Last
3 songs, Knowles. DM me 3 songs. I'm gonna give it 3 songs after the.
Okay, I
pod.
got you. I got
For
you.
Lastly,
the evening,
I
for
got,
the evening scythe.
I got you right now.
I got Red Dot by Molly Santana for mine.
Whoa.
Oh man.
This is one of the greatest beats of all time, just because there's a loud ass storm siren in the background, and I love me a good siren. I just love sirens for some reason. I love like industrial techno music, like industrial trap music. I love it. Like Yeezus albums, they have sirens all the time. Love them. He's calling me
That's
crazy.
because you got warrants, Des. That's why.
No.
That's true. This is
No.
Italian music.
It's like storm sirens, and then she's also featured on Drake's new album, which I thought was
This
pretty.
is felony. This is felon music, bro.
I have a nostalgic feeling to this song too, because it was my first holiday season as a suiting person. It was I think I sold like 20 suits this year, right? So I'm literally feeling like I don't even know who I was feeling like, bro. I just felt like the coolest guy of all time, right? And then I turned that song on, and I was like, whoa. I had on Tom Ford jeans, Brioni coat, white Tom Ford jeans at that. I almost stained them, but I didn't. And then YSL boots, playing Molly Santana. Hardest freak.
Fine Shit Huzz was not playing this. Fine Shit Huzz was not playing this, bro.
Is that
Not
hot
playing
Cheeto? Is that hot Cheeto music? You know
No.
what I'm talking about?
Great.
Like hot Cheetos. And
I
White shells.
I know, bro. You're not playing that. You were playing that. You are
Yo,
playing
Des,
Huzz.
who is Molly Santana and how did she get
Stud.
a Drake feature?
Stud.
She
Stud.
so she started off as
He's a
like
stud.
you know how like
Yeah,
Playboy
okay.
Cardi you know how like in 2020 he kind of like jumped to like the biggest artist of all time, and
Yeah.
everybody under him was like doing this whole like vamp rap, like dark aesthetic type of thing. And then
Yeah.
she was kind of under that, and then she kind of branched out. She makes really good music though. Yeah, that's what she looks like.
Yo,
Stud.
no,
Yeah,
you know,
just
no,
listened
That's
to
a
I
stud.
know,
10
I've seen her. I looked her. I
Did,
just
did
don't
you
know where
listen
the
to
fuck she
Johnny?
came
You
from.
got a review on her too? What do you
Yeah,
got?
10 seconds
not
in,
gonna
bro.
lie,
That's
though.
not a she, dude. Like,
Yup,
you can hear it-
that's
No.
they call that a stud now. I know they
you
had
can hear
different
that
terms back then. They call that a stud now.
instantly.
Fire, fire, fire.
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie though.
That
guys,
ain't a she,
okay?
Des.
Listen,
Fire
listen.
on the head top.
That's an
Fire.
obvious
She's got one of the coolest. She's got one of the coolest aesthetics I've ever seen. Though she's got,
Oh my
she's got
god.
these blacked out grills. They're literally blacked out.
Oh,
they're
aura.
black
So
gold
auraful.
grills. They're blacked out gold.
He has
grills.
so much aura.
It's sick as. I want them. I almost got them for Neiman's, and I would have gotten written up. But I was like, bro, I need these so bad. All blacked out grills, bro. It's the sickest thing I've ever seen. Yeah. Shout out Molly Santana, and come on the pod.
We call that a stud. That's what we do. We call that a stud. They probably had more vulgar terms back in the day. We call that a stud. Stud is not offensive.
No.
Blacked out
Wait,
girls are
so is
ugly.
Bud like
No,
Gen X?
Looks like you have no
Hell take.
back here.
Hell take.
Is
you
Gen
smile,
The more
it
I
looks
listen
like
to
you're
this
missing a piece.
conversation, the more
No gum grinding.
I'm coming to the conclusions that we
What's a
really
stud?
are in a different age, man. We're in a
What's-
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, we
Wait.
know what the 70s. We know what
We know what to do.
We're in a different age.
We're on Diamond and Teases now.
we know what the Isley brothers.
no, can you define stud for me?
We're done with Bob
No more
Marley.
Isley
No more Isley brothers, brother.
brothers, bro. They
Go
gotta
buy
stop
something.
sampling them. Then they gotta stop sampling them altogether.
Yeah, no, they do. I do see like, all right, so that's another thing we need to talk about. I'm tired of sampling and of like or like ripping different concepts of like old. We need people to like push new stuff, bro. Like, I'm tired of seeing
I agree
the
with
same
that.
artist sample the same Young Thug song, which is also a sample of the same Ice Cube song, which is the sample of the same Isley Brothers song. Like, I want to see something completely new. Same thing with fishing. Fishing content creators.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
asking for creativity in non-creative in business. You know, you're asking for creativity in commodities where things they got to make money. You know, so there's only so much
Good
of that
luck.
actually goes on. How many people actually push the envelope? How much actual originality is out there? It's not, because it's a business. Music is a business. The fishing industry is a business, and we try and fight against that. But you know, and then things exist within that. But yeah, the
Bottom
reason
three
why you're
types
hearing the
of
same sample
content for
flips in
fishing?
2026 is because that's where the money's at.
Bottom three types of fishing content creators start off with this motion as their first type of video, and then they run away with a glide bait. I'm
Yo,
tired.
Johnny
I'm
hit
sick
one
of
of
it.
those. I should have put that in the edit in the Croy day, but
Bro,
Johnny hit
no.
one of those.
I hit one of those
No,
that
bro.
day.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
I
sick of
can
it,
add
bro.
it.
I'm sick of
I'm
it.
a fan.
The average South Florida teenager has
I'm a
done that
fan.
move at least once.
I put him in B tier. I put him in B tier, no doubt.
What else, Des? What else, Des?
Who in deep here?
The second worst type of content creator now in the new content creator sphere is people that are holding up these swimbait fish, and they're not rashed. They have no cast to catch footage, but it's a new bait that just dropped 3 days ago. How all of a sudden did you just get a fish when you haven't even gotten time to get it dialed in? The first couple, okay, I get it, but at a certain point, like, all right, Mike didn't send you that bait that fast where you can already get on the fish. Like, the conditions are not that good every single time. I won't name any names because it's too broad of a perspective. But
No, I
like,
lost the glasses.
or people that are like, yes, this. The guys in Texas that are doing this right now.
Whoa! Hold on! I'm doing it too. Don't worry, guys. I'm doing it too. No, let's not. No, why would I match the hatch if I could just throw the hatch?
Or
It's easier.
Right. No, I mean, Knowles has a valid point there.
Yeah, why would I throw artificial if it's harder?
Or the obvious selling of like outdated fishing guys. Another thing too that I think these older fishing brands need to start hiring new blood, because I'm tired of being sold on something like I'm watching an early ESPN commercial.
You're preaching to the choir, Des.
Yeah. Yes.
Preaching,
I'm
you know
tired
we
of-
do. Hey, you know we do what we can up in there, but it's a cold
Like,
world.
I'm tired of
man.
being like trying to be sold something like a timeshare. It's almost like a timeshare where it's like, yes, this really tiny mirror Dean is the greatest bait of all time. You can do it at $9.99. I know how much it costs. Just show me you fishing it. That's all I want to see. That's all I want to see. I just want to see you having fun with it. And it's almost like these infomercials. They're still so outdated because they just don't want to hire new people. They don't want to hire new media companies, new creative direction, or anything like that.
It's not even that they don't want to. And this could be a whole conversation, which we won't even go down. And I've learned things from Johnny through the years about this, because he's spent more time in the corporate world than I have. He's been closer to it than I have, but there's a lot of nuance that goes on behind the scenes that puts things the way that they are. And it's very hard to unravel those things once they are put in that place, if that makes any sense,
Yeah.
And it's like everything that you're saying, all this, it's like we feel it all, and we try and be the change, right? With Uncle Larry's, that's a big part, I think, why Uncle Larry's exists. But yeah, unfortunately, as far as capitalism is concerned, and just the structure of corporate America and the world in general, I feel like these things are going to be the way they are for at least a little bit here.
I will say that I'm watching the Mets game in the background, and there's a fat dude pitching against the Mets. And it just gave me hope, because I remember back 20 years ago, baseball was a bunch of fat dudes.
Baseball has to be like one of the most unathletic sports of all time.
Bro, Pete, have you ever seen Pete Alonso? He literally won the home run derby, and he runs to first base in 25 seconds.
Baseball is the least athletic
Pete
sport
Alonso
of all
is
time.
fucking.
It is the least athletic sport of all time.
Johnny will explain. Johnny will explain this.
I will explain. Someone who actually, can throw a baseball. Des, I don't know if you can run to first, but.
What the fuck?
I can explode to first. No, second.
Yeah, no, you are explosive.
No,
You're an
second.
explosive athlete. That's
Explosive
fair.
speed.
We've talked about that. I've seen your calves. Your calves are massive. You are getting the first quick. That's fair. But baseball used to be as you described. Baseball is now full of freaks, like athletic freaks. If you look at
funny ruin sport.
I mean, it's crazy.
Ruined the whole sport.
Otani?
Shohei Otani ruined the whole sport of baseball. It's
I
not
agree.
funny anymore.
I agree.
I stopped watching the Yankees. They literally got to the World Series and they were like, all right, Shohei Otani's just going to do all the work. I was like, yep, fuck. And the Dodgers are an all-star team. Shit, I don't even want to talk about this. It's making me mad. I'm
but that's what's funny about baseball.
This is the thing about baseball, though. It used to be the sport we could all watch growing up. And of the major sports, I couldn't watch football and be like, yep, I can do that. I couldn't watch basketball and be like, yep, I can do that. But I could watch baseball and think, maybe one day I could do that. And now I watch baseball, and that's gone too, bro. Like, I can't watch these guys anymore and objectively go, yep, I can do that. These guys are freaks. But, just on a little positive note on the end of Eric's little rant, I don't even know how this all connects, but there's a fat guy pitching right now, and I haven't seen that in a long time, and it just gives me hope.
Yeah, and listen, why have I been loving the 2026 Tampa Bay Rays so much? It's almost a meme at this point. And I've been watching the Rays for 4 or 5 years now since we moved here. But, dude, it's because they have out of 30 teams, they have the 30th payroll. They have the lead. They pay the guys the least out of any team in the league, and they got the best record in the league right now. Over the money glitch Dodgers and Yankees. And that's for right now, but it just goes to show you, hey, man, there's always room. There's always room to do things a different way. Do things your way. And get to the
Let me
top,
hop in with the big fishing convo, just to totally switch gears. I want all your guys' opinions.
Okay.
They just discovered snakehead officially in Lake Ronkonkoma in Long Island, which is one of the only big freshwater bodies of water we have out here. So there's only 2 places that have walleye, for example. One of them people don't even really know about. The other's Lake Ronkonkoma. And like, it's kind of like in an urban setting, but it's a big lake, a lot of history. It's like 50, 60 feet deep at some points. It's a glacial lake. So like it has a place still in like the fishing community. I don't fish there personally out here, but like it's a thing. There's still bass and they stock trout and all that. Guy just caught an 8-pound northern, posted it. It made big news around here, but this guy, I think he either put it back or wanted to put it back, and he had like a snakehead hat on. Like, I think he knew they were in there, and he's like, we should encourage this. He's like, this is an awesome bite. It's an awesome fishery. The fish aren't as bad as people think. Like, I'm letting this thing go. And it's all over the news here now. And I know we've had the snakehead debates and convos, but like, what do you guys think about that coming into like
Flood them everywhere.
I'm with them. Oh, Long Island freshwater doesn't have enough to justify not wanting them. No way.
Flood them everywhere.
No way.
Anything would help.
Hey, Johnny, the only thing I'll say, if they got into the rivers, that would be an issue for certain fish that I know you like quite a bit. I think that would definitely, now that I'm
They're
thinking
already
about it.
fucking that up though.
What's
The
up?
state-
I'm not gonna lie, they'd
States-
probably make all trout extinct. All trout would be extinct.
Yeah, if the state's already messing
Would
that
they
up,
do well in those rivers though? Those really,
Yeah,
really,
I think so.
yeah.
I think so. Low key.
Actually, yeah, it's tidal rivers, isn't that like their?
I think they would kill it in
They
those
love that.
rivers. I think they.
You could find like snakehead mud, bro. Like, yeah.
I might have
all
caught one
the
of
trout
last
species
ones
are
ever,
dead.
bro. I might have
Hey,
caught
man.
one of the last salters ever.
Imagine that bite though, like that
I might
upper bite
kill that salter
in the
low-key.
river. Imagine that bite, but it's northern snakeheads. Pretty sick.
Yo, I
That'd
went
be
back
fire.
at that salter a second time, and I think I might have killed it, and it still haunts me, bro. Because I didn't know what that fish was. And then I showed Jake a picture of that fish the last time we fished with Jake. And Jake goes, "Where did you catch that?" Right? And I show him on the map, and I tell him the time of year, and I told him exactly how I did it. And he goes, "Bro, that's your most impressive fish catch, and it's not even close." He's like, "That's one of the coolest fish I've ever seen in my life." And I might have killed that fish. And I still think about it. Like,
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
one like that too. I have a big bass in the Hillsborough. I had caught it. I hooked it deep with a crankbait, and Kai, excuse me, Kai was gonna meet me there. So I put the fish in my live well. This is back when I still had the tracker. And this is listen, this is 2021. I hadn't caught many 8-pound class fish yet at this point, and this fish was probably close to that. And a couple hours later, Kai shows up. I go to look in the live well. My aerator had stopped working, and the fish is belly up in the live well, just dead 8-pounder. You know, I remember Kai showed up. I was all upset. that shit sticks with you, man. I still think about that.
it's just like this is a strain of fish in particular that like pretty much like extinct in most people's eyes here, you know? And like,
yeah.
If I was the one who made it go extinct, could you imagine the consequences I'm gonna have to pay later if I killed the last salter?
The butterfly effect
it
on
might
that is
not.
crazy.
It might not have, but like knowing what I know about trout now, you know, and it is
Yeah.
weird because like I've been going down to the inlets, been fishing for a lot of striper, and I see these guys handle fish and take pictures with their fish, and I'm standing there like pissed lately, right? But I put myself in my 20-year-old shoes. I'm like, bro, I killed those fish too, and it's kind of part of learning how to handle fish sometimes. And
Yep.
it's
It
weird.
happens.
Like, when do you step in and educate? When is it appropriate to be like upset about it versus like it's part of it? You know, like
Yeah, I don't
Like it's some
think
sort
that
of,
would have worked.
experience.
I think certain people take advice well. Certain youth take advice really well. I'll give them credit for that. I think me at that age, like, again, there's a lot of people. educating is not going to do anything. What's going to do something is them killing a fish that they care about, and then they'll never do it again. You know? So that is that thing where it's like, yeah, sometimes you do almost have to let be, in the sense that, yeah, kids are going to fuck up. They're going to do things. I think when it gets to the point of education, I think more so almost is when you see, it's funny. It's like when you see it online, right? I see a lot of people jump to educate when they see something wrong online. And I actually agree with that. And the reason I agree with that is, if it's just someone doing it out by his lonesome, you know, that's one thing. And again, you can pick and choose in those situations. If you see someone mishandling a fish, maybe them killing it themselves will impact themselves more and whatever. But when it's online, that can now have a domino effect and inspire and impact a lot of other people, especially when it's someone with a following. So in that case, I've talked about this before on the podcast, but us as influencers, quote unquote, with platforms, we have a big responsibility to not only, you know, set the right example, but yeah, man, if there's someone doing something online that you know ain't right and ain't good for this community or this sport, then I don't have a problem with people calling that out. You know, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it comes with like experience, because like you said, like you can tell, like, for instance, there was this one time I was fishing at this one spillway, and there were these kids up from, like, I think they were like up from like Delaware or something like that, and they were fishing with cichlids for snook. And they were like, yeah, no, we're just like letting them eat it like 2 minutes or something like that, because we want them to like really get it. And I was like, I probably wouldn't do that, because, like, you know, that's gonna like gut hook them, and then you're gonna have to like, drag them up this concrete and dirt. I just don't think that's great. And they're like, oh, okay, well, what would you recommend? Versus, like, if you say, hey, very big fisherman, can you not drag that tarpon up the spillway rocks and destroy its scales and slime coat and everything? They're like, oh, I catch big fish than you. Don't tell me what to do. It's like different fish things, you know, different experiences. I don't know what he's doing, but it all depends on, yeah, like you said, like experience of who's willing to learn and who's willing to not. Yeah, in my opinion, especially with trout, even down here with like the Florida trout, well, on the East Coast, they don't really get them like that. So like they treat them really well. Like they wet their hands. You know, they try to make sure they slip them in. Yeah, on the West Coast, we get them a lot, but on the East Coast, they don't really get sea trout. It's a lot rarer of an occurrence for them.
It's just
so they treat them really well.
It's weird to me, because we've gotten on sea trout bites that were so predictable and so good that, like, I don't look at them as sport fish. I'm not like, oh yeah, I would want to go out on the side and like on the West Coast. And
no, I'm talking about on the East Coast. On the East Coast,
I know, but I'm just saying generally, like with the spec community, I'm like, I look at them as like sunfish, you know.
Yeah. Don't they get hammers on the East Coast?
Yeah, they get big ones on the East Coast, but it's just very rare. And then on the West Coast, guys will just drag them along the beach. I remember one time I seen somebody at John's Pass literally just reel it in and then just leave it. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm going to eat it later. Didn't put it on the cooler. Didn't like brain it, nothing. Just let it sit there and like just flop around in the dirt.
I used to eat raw sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you want to talk about that, Johnny? Talk about your raw sea trout era.
Well, I got yelled at about this because apparently they're technically drum and they have worms. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I did it with my boy Mush, and like we brought some Mush and some soy sauce out there. We were just eating what we caught. Like, you know, we were just cutting it
I can't even judge, because I did that with a Jack Crevalle once, and it was decent. I did that. I can't
you
judge.
ate raw Jack Crevalle?
20-year-old me, man. 20-year-old me.
What kind of monster?
I'm with you, Des.
No, listen. Jack, there's a perfect eating size for Jack Crevalle where they're not too big to where they're gamey, and they got like the little, like the calcified bones, and then they're not too small to where it's like there's just not enough meat on here. There's a perfect eating size. It's about like 10 to 15 pounds, and you can actually get like good Jack Crevalle steaks on them.
Who
and if
taught
you
you
eat
this?
them
A Cuban?
fresh enough, huh?
Who taught you this? A Cuban?
Being poor in Temple Terrace taught me that. being poor in Temple Terrace and going down to Roulette Park and then just seeing him just school
Oh,
up down
a
there.
Jack at a Roulette Park. Oh,
I didn't know how good I had it, bro. I didn't know how good I had it.
I get it. No, listen.
Oh,
respect,
damn, man.
respect
You
for
was,
real.
I
you
think
was
we've
better
done-
off with the smoked mullet and the blue crabs, bro.
Yo, how about the smoke?
I've had that too.
Pond in St.
I've
Pete,
had that
dude.
too. I love me some smoked bullet.
The Sheep's Head
Smoked
King.
mullet's a
Bro.
bum.
Sheep's Head King.
Have you guys ever seen anything from the Sheep's Head King since the poop
Oh
pond?
no, man. I think
If anyone
I
in
think
the
they
chat
came
knows
and
about the Sheep's
abducted
Head
him.
King, let us know.
I think
Somebody
they
said, "Do
abducted
I
him.
keep under slot snook?" I've never actually eaten a snook before, so no. I've also never run. I've only run into 2 slot snook in my entire life, so no, I do not
I
keep
had
under
a-
slot snook.
I had a dream one night. This was a dream, right? So it happened in my head. But we were at Shell Key, me and Kai, and we were just, man, it was one of those nights, right? It was one of those nights. It's probably 2 a.m. Got a fire going, and this is all in the dream, and we caught a snook. And, it may have been a slot, it may not have been, right? Who knows what size it was? I don't know, but this was in the dream, and we ate it. Boy, that shit was good. In the dream, it was really good. And then I'll never forget, we sat back up after consuming that snook in the dream. And you remember how good the bite was after we sat back up? You remember the power in the dream, because you were there too, right?
Good bite. You gotta have a good bite before the good bite.
That's the hood fishing
Right.
hat.
I see.
You remember
fishing
that
method.
dream though, right? You were there with me in the dream.
You was there. Wait.
It was a collab dream.
He did the Mater. He did the Mater thing.
What made
You was there.
Oh,
Dude, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when I did the raw fishing at Shell Key, I had trout and we caught a flounder. And I went out with this guy, Raw Meat Experiment. And when I went out with Raw Meat Experiment, we I don't know, we were just eating raw meat. And it felt like a micro high. Like it felt like a micro trip. It felt like a 0.4 of mushrooms.
I love that line. I was with Raw Meat Experiment. We were just eating raw
You gotta
meat.
go look up OG Raw Meat Experiment content. This dude, eat COVID.
or just take an edible instead. Fucking do LSD instead. Don't eat raw meat to get high.
Bro,
Actually, I've never been there, so I can't.
this
tell
guy
you.
was fantastic. It was peak 2020. He's sitting outside of Whole Foods and he would just get a dozen eggs and raw ground beef. And he would just sit there and mix it up and just scoop it and eat it right in the front of the Whole Foods while everyone's walking in and out. Dude, I meet this guy in person. I DM him. I'm like, yo, I love what you're doing. Like, do you want to fish? Because I thought I saw him post a picture at Shell Key. And he's like, yeah, dude, I'm down. So I took him fishing and we caught some fish and we cooked them up. Or not cooked them up. We cooked them up. We rinsed them in the water and we just ate them. And we had a great time doing it. And we got so much hate on it. So much hate. He said he gave us a collab post and everything. His name's John. He's the man, bro. One of the most nice, normal guys ever, too. Just love.
Have you ever eaten a salamander?
What'd you say?
Have you ever eaten a salamander, like the orange ones that you kept seeing?
You're eating salad, dude. That's a step too far.
No, I'm asking. Have you ever eaten them? Because I remember one time you
No.
were saying like the trout were eating them, and I was like, I mean,
Oh, the
orange,
newt bite.
they're orange.
The newts. The newts.
The newts,
Okay.
yes.
I just have a soft spot in my heart for amphibians for some reason. I always have. I
Out
just
of all species, out of
they're
all animal,
poor-
out of all
poor
animal
families.
families.
I have a soft spot for amphibians as well, particularly frogs.
I love to eat frogs. Yeah.
Come on.
Frog is
What a transition, right? You gotta
Good
give
transition.
me a fucking Oscar for that one.
Give us a quick sales pitch for those in the chat, Eric. And Des,
Well,
you
listen,
got
ladies
that
and gentlemen,
Yes.
for everyone in the chat right now, I just want to say this. In June, we got a little tournament going on. Doing a little collaboration Been working with Scumfrog for quite some time now. Great people over there. All I want to say is this: $20 center. That's a couple cups of coffee in 2026. You get double that back in frogs anyway. So it's not even like you're spending any money, really. You need a couple of frogs, just enter this tournament. You get to compete with us, see if you could outfish the Larrys, which is probably going to be fairly doable for you because we're older now than ever and get to fish less than ever. But we'll be fishing in this tournament, right? But here's the main thing for me. The main thing for me is what I love about frog tournaments is obviously it's all you can throw. It forces you to throw it in water and situations that you would never think to throw a frog. But it reminds you, not only is the frog one of the top 3 ways to catch a bass. I mean, there's just pretty much zero debate on that. But it's also one of the top 3 baits that calls out big bass. And it'll call them out in scenarios that you wouldn't believe. These last 2 days, I've been out on a river where the clarity is probably over 4 feet. You probably got 4 to 5 foot of water clarity. It's a spring-fed river with deep undercut banks. And I'm frog fishing, catching them on a frog, throwing up onto these undercut banks, fishing open water. So that's the deal. There's a link. If you go to our Instagram right now, click the link in our story. You can sign up on there. You buy the kit. They send you the frogs. Again, $20, you get $40 worth of frogs. And try and compete, get you some big frog fish. There's my sales pitch.
That was
Fire.
good. You just
Fire.
did a nice like Trump impression in there too.
I did?
Yeah. At the
What was
beginning.
Oh, okay. Nice. I
Forget
don't even know
exactly
what
what
I
you
said.
said, but I was like, you've been like studying like the art of the deal. That was excellent.
Right.
I've got
I'm mad at me,
frogs.
by the way.
I got frogs
Jordan,
of
But
all
no, hey,
colors.
listen, one more thing I'll add. I have been frog fishing these last few days, like to get ready for this, right? And I'm telling you, man, throw it open water. Throw it around a laydown. Don't just look for pads. Don't just look for duckweed. Don't just look for quote unquote froggy scenarios.
Throw it at a bridge.
There ain't many situations where you throw a frog up into some area where there's a largemouth, and that largemouth is going to look at that frog on the surface and pass it up. Trust me. And it'll trigger those big bites too. It really will. Because it's not even like they necessarily think it's a frog. They can think it's a multitude of things on the surface, but you present it right to them, they're going to take advantage. So I encourage everyone in this chat, please sign up, click that link in our story. Go do some frog fishing. It's a great month for it. Bass are post-spawn. They're up shallow eating bluegills. Come on, man. Come
So,
on.
real quick, too, just while we're on this front, shout out to the super chat. Brandon Barbado, thank you, man. We appreciate you. Done64, multiple super chats. Nothing like insights with the boys. That's true. That's why we're all here and skinny and, have trouble keeping on weight and stuff. Probably because we're, eating raw meat in the Keys full of pesticides and parasites, and it brought us all closer together. And
Not anabolic.
maybe
Not
5
anabolic
years
at all.
off the life and 50 pounds on the PB for the tarpon for all of us. So you give and you get. And I saw Prue 324 asking if I'm in or from Long Island. I'm from Jersey. We're all from Jersey. But I live in Long Island now. My family history is all out in Long Island. I've been, honestly, at this point, half my life, Jersey, Long Island. Yes, I do fish with Bill Wetzel. Fishing with Bill Wetzel has been an amazing experience for a lot of reasons. One thing I find interesting, Bill has a very negative perception on the state of the fishery right now, especially stripers here. I think there's a lot of validity to it. I think there's a lot of truth to it. The other thing I have seen that is interesting, though, is there is a generation of anglers out here who are smoking fish. And it just kind of makes you realize, like, there's validity to the consequences to our fisheries. Our fisheries are definitely not on an upwards trajectory for the most part. But there's also an element of like the strongest survive and they adjust and they find different patterns and different ways, class over class. And I think now that we're 30, we're kind of in this interesting spot where there's a generation younger than us who is fishing a different way than we fished. And I see them out there and I'm like, I'm on some decent fish. I'm on some good fish, but they're on some fucking great fish. And
Yeah.
it's easy to say, like, the fishery's dead. It's X, it's Y, it's Z. There's probably some truth to that. In theory, there should probably be bass everywhere. But maybe they're just moving a little different. And, like,
Keep
Yeah.
up. Maybe you got to keep up.
Gotta
Yeah,
keep up.
there's truth to both.
There's
We
truth
know
to
Absolutely.
the
both.
60s.
But yeah, dude, I mean, fishing with Bill gave me really good advice that's helped me a lot out here recently. And I was really overanalyzing Long Island, like just driving everywhere, trying everything for so long. And he was like, dude, you got to just pick a spot where you know there's fish and you got to fucking fish it. Like one spot, like over and over and over again, figure it out. That becomes check. Like you got that spot, those conditions in your arsenal, then move to spot 2. But like start there. And I've been doing that this year and it's been huge for me on the striper scene. So like, I think that applies across the board, like
For sure.
especially in salt, you know, there's fish moving through because it's one thing you're fishing freshwater, like they can't go anywhere. You have to pick up on a pattern for where they are that day. But like in the salt, especially from foot or kayak where your mobility is limited, like you have to pick concentration zones and you have to trust that the fish will move through there because there's not a boat in the world fast enough to chase down these fish. Like they're moving dozens of miles a day sometimes. So you just have to know, like, I'm at the gas station on the highway and at some point someone's going to pull in to fill up and I have to be doing the right thing at the right time and have a bait in the fucking water at all times. And that mentality is like changed the game for me in Long Island the past couple months. So shout out to Bill for keeping me out there and doing it every day.
Shout out to Bill, man. In his 60s,
Oh, yeah.
too, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Let's just shout out that as well. I don't
I
know if
have a
this person is
question.
still in the chat, by the way. They were wondering about my let's do a beverage. We did a fit check with Knowles. We're gonna do a beverage check with me. You guys will be impressed the amount of beverages I have within arm's radius right now. So we have to go to that. You know, I haven't been breaking this out on the last few pods, but this is the last night in the old Uncle
Stand
Larry's
lively.
HQ. You know, we're pouring one out for the old HQ, so I had to bring it back. This was out on the water with me today. Listen, get yourself a good grape juice, grapefruit juice. Excuse me, a good ruby red grapefruit, orange, whatever you want, man. Get some vitamin C out there on the water with you. That's a good compliment to the next thing. Listen, this is what's kept me hydrated for the past 2 or 3 years of my life because our filter in the old HQ not so good. So public spring water, you know, if this has microplastics in it, I'm screwed because this is all I drink. And then I picked up one of these, you know, for my stomach because it's a little Sky Barusio. Shout out to Sky, a little like half kombucha thing going on here. I don't know if it's working. It really
You're
doesn't
putting a
taste
lot of
that
things in your
good.
stomach, bro. You're putting
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
don't-
things in that stomach right now.
I
I don't like this. I don't like this that much. I'm not a big fan of this. And then coffee. Coffee. Shout out to Starbucks. I make my own coffee these days, but since I'm in a house with no furniture and no appliances anymore, I had to go purchase one myself this morning from good old Starbucks. So we got 5 beverages in arm's radius. So there's my beverage review. We got that out of the way. I don't know. That's probably the last thing I got to contribute.
That whole kombucha thing is very interesting because I've been scared to try the whole thing. There was one of like the oh my god, it's like the health. I'm trying to remember
Health
what it's
Aid
called.
kombucha?
Yes, the Health Aid kombucha. There was one that I liked, but all the other ones suck, and I've been scared to buy more. You gotta be just like a racer.
Kombucha itself is vile. It's vile.
Yeah,
I like it. I like this.
There are a
drink.
lot of things that I'm scared of that I shouldn't be scared of, and kombucha is one of them.
You should be scared of kombucha.
I'm very scared of kombucha. I'm scared of prebiotic soda, manatees, and kombucha, and caterpillars. Okay, and kombucha just scares me because it's got it's got just floating pieces of solids in it. So, and like nobody can tell me what it is. Nobody can tell me what these are. These floating solidified pieces. Do you taste it
It's
when
like
you're drinking?
Colt, right? I
Oh.
think.
No, it's the souls of the damned. They put it in the drink. They put the souls of the lost ones in the drink. That's what makes it healthy. It's like living humans that go in there and they like pick all the bad stuff out of your stomach.
Yo, no, there's
Billions
so
and
much more.
billions
There's so
served.
much more truth to that joke than you ever will know. Don't. Yeah.
Oh, God. No, this is it right here.
Honey Bun White Monster.
Honey bun white
That,
monster.
that is
wait,
pretty
wait,
fire.
wait. Let's
What,
hear
yeah,
it.
what's
Let's hear
everybody's combo?
This one, can we all address this? Bro,
Yeah. Yes. No. That's no. That's good.
you're eating Takis on the
No.
water, bro?
I'm changing.
You're
I'm
gonna
changing.
blow your asshole out.
That's what I'm saying. You wonder
Listen,
what you're bank fishing.
Listen.
Bro, you can't fish from the paddleboard
Listen.
like that. This is Violet eats.
When I get on the water, okay, I take a water with me, okay.
Mhm.
I take some assortment of chips, whether it's Pringles or hot fries, right? Or I'll take a Slim Jim.
Rancid eats, bro. Jesus, Rancid
Yeah,
eats.
that's.
Good God.
Man,
Bro.
I'd rather
Listen.
take nothing than a slim.
Yeah,
Jim.
I used to take like
I'd rather eat
meals with me,
I'd rather
bro.
eat bass sashimi. I'm not touching no hot fries on the board, bro.
It's
Like,
very
just fishing in general.
It's very rare that I do it.
I
I only
say
do it
nothing.
sometimes. I only do it in Keys. I only do it.
We
My body
usually
gets
went
tuned
with
with the
we
red
usually.
40.
I'll tell you what. Here's a good method, right? If you want to just bypass everything, you just go with nothing.
Nothing. I used
Right.
to bring $40 worth of food out there with me every time. Like I would yell at Eric, like, bro, how do you not have food? Like I had 2 or 3 sandwiches. Now for me, it's like primal state. I cannot come home until I catch the fish to feed the family. Like
It's
if I'm not
shifted.
hungry, I'm not fishing because like if I'm not really catching them, I have a bite to eat. My mind says job's done. Like I can go home. That's why I'm out there fishing. I'm out there to survive. Like I'm replicating it.
I'm
And,
so
like,
I'm so proud of Johnny, and it's funny. It's literally shifted. I remember we were out there on a shoot recently, and it was like that was Johnny, and then I was like, everyone else
Yeah.
like. "You
we
need
were
a bite
both
to eat
starving,
before-"
and Eric's like, "I'm starving." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, that's why we're gonna catch him because like now we gotta fucking catch
Listen,
him."
I want to address this
Oh,
question.
either way.
I want to address
Yeah,
this
man.
question real quick.
What happened to you? What happened to you? You used to go 18 hours on a biscuit, you know, like that's
True.
like a
We have to address
biscuit
this
in the
question.
morning.
All right, hold on. We have to
Do
address this
not
question.
call me twin. Do not call me
Somebody asked, "Do I get the really big Slim Jim?" And the answer is that's pushing the line.
I bet you do.
There's a line
Taking all the
between.
You
No,
have
no,
bet,
no,
I bet.
no,
The whole thing goes down to one
That's what I
bite.
was gonna say.
No chewing.
There's a line between getting a Slim Jim for protein versus like it being
For
a little bit. Yeah.
Desmond eats Slim Jims for the shape. He eats them for practice. He needs it for practice. Bro,
Or
you know what you do? You go to Wawa and you get a white monster and you get the Italian. You get a white monster at Wawa and you get the Italian pinwheels and you walk away and your bank account doesn't change.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wawa stands for walk away with anything.
I'm not gonna lie.
So you literally walk in and you get all the food you want and then your bank account doesn't change
The
by a
pinwheels.
penny.
The pinwheels are one of the greatest things Wawa has ever brought.
I'm well aware. You talk about some Slim Jims. Bro,
I do like the pinwheels. I'm not gonna lie.
who yeah.
And a good Italian sub
This
is
is the
one of
best
the
eats on
is
the
the second best eats on the water. The second best. The best eats on the water is a cold turkey and provolone from Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's.
Going with the, I'm
Mike's-
going with my all time on the water eats. You get to the hot bagels place, and this is nostalgic. We can't do this now. Johnny can go do
You got a little
this.
bit of shit on it.
You get to the bagel place at 6 in the morning. You get yourself the biggest coffee size you got. You fill that bitch with hot coffee, a little bit of cream, Taylor ham, egg, and cheese, everything bagel, salt, pepper, ketchup, hot sauce. Boom, you eat half right there, piping hot, first thing in the morning. Boom, you're on your way to water. The next half, you eat at about 2 o'clock. It's cold. It's been sitting in the bottom of the boat all morning, just in the tinfoil. And that half is the best thing you've ever fucking eaten. Shout out to the Taylor ham. That was my all-time. That got me through the day. Now we don't have that, so I just go with nothing again.
I don't understand Florida's breakfast model or lack. I just think there's such an opportunity for anybody to open up a fucking bagel shop and just make $1 billion.
Listen, here's the thing, right? Like
We
they
do have a
exist.
bagel
It's
shop
not
down
like
here.
it's not like they don't exist, but it's just not. You're not driving to the spot. You type in bagel, 8 spots pop up, and they all got griddles going with bacon, egg, and cheeses. Like that simply does not exist. There's like one bougie spot in town where
Well,
you
that's the
gotta
thing. It's
sit there.
bougie. It's like a luxury.
You gotta like sit there in line, and you get a fucking receipt.
They
and you
open
sit
at like
there.
8:30 in the morning. Like it's
That's
not.
not.
the same.
That's not. What
I
we're
remember
talking about.
Summit Bagel, bro. I don't even know where that family was from. Like they were from a country you couldn't pronounce, and they were up at 3 in the fucking morning every day with a giant ass factory making those fucking bagels. And like we were rolling up before they opened. Like
Because they knew you, and you know what's great about that?
and they lived above the fucking factory. They had their own little bagel factory. They lived in the apartment above. They were down there at 2:30 in the morning having your fucking bagels ready.
And
that was
you
every
gotta
block.
understand,
Jersey
just
shit.
you go to the bagel place at 5:30 and you're good. You get a water, you get a Poland Spring about this
Giant
big.
Poland Spring.
Yeah, you get a giant Poland Spring. You
Poland
get a
Spring?
vitamin water too, for extra electrolytes. My famous move was I get an extra bagel. I just get a bagel in a bag. Shit,
French
more
toast bagel.
carbs keeps me going. French toast for a little sugar.
French
Do a
toast
little-
bagel. You're good.
Listen, you don't even know. You
Yeah,
go
these
there
are
at
insane.
5 in the morning and you don't
These are
need to eat
insane.
again until the next day.
Yo, Des, what are you doing?
What?
Are you making beats?
Oh no, I'm scrolling through the comment section.
Oh, I thought you were making beats, bro.
No,
you're in a Beats stance
No,
right now.
I only open FL Studio once a year, and it's only just to like do something whenever I'm like really intoxicated and I just want to make something a little silly, a little whimsical. That's the only time I ever open up FL Studios.
Well, speaking of which, give us something to close on because I'm kind of feeling that way and I got to eat dinner.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
what we got?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying my best to build a YouTube video. It's absolutely the hardest thing in the world to build a YouTube video the way I want it, because I don't want to just, hey guys, here's me fishing this. Like and subscribe. I want to add some type of like creative direction to it. I want to have a certain aesthetic. I want to have something that's me. That little logo that I had earlier for the pod, that's the Lockheed Martin logo, but with Full Metal on it. I want to have like an identity surrounding it, world building. So like doing that via YouTube is extremely hard, I'm finding out. Yeah. So we're trying to work on that, and then trying not to have my computer explode while I'm developing these videos as well.
Wait, while you do that, hey Knowles, you're in Texas this summer. Tell us what's going on,
Yeah.
man. What you doing out there, kid?
Yeah, I'm gonna be slaving away in the G-Crack factory for 3 months. So I'll be with the Austin folks. I'll be whoever's in DFW. I'll be there. I'll be in Houston. I'll be all around there. There's the brand new bellow shad that just dropped, the 6.8, the big one. We also have a swimmer coming out soon. That's gonna
The
be
big
cool,
one.
but
The big one.
yeah, I'm gonna be working.
Would you say this is your first, like, you're trying to take that next step leap to immerse yourself deeper into the world of fishing?
Yes, 100%. I'm gonna be doing a lot of like real work now. It's not just like fishing for a week and then chopping up a video and then posting it. Like I'm gonna be like making connections with. I'm gonna be sending out important business emails and having important business calls and having to wear glasses and stuff. So, yeah, isn't that like a professional thing? That's why I wore these.
I love it,
I'm
man.
pretty sure we're going to be crawling to you for $200 a month and some products soon, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then
Vice
yeah,
President.
I'm gonna cut off all my day ones as soon as my bank account hits 4 figures.
I'll
Desmond's
trade you
gone.
five-
That's the mark.
That's
4
right.
figures.
What? That's a lot of money. I don't have that yet. When I get it,
4
Real
figures.
when I get that first little comma in between the
You
money
get that
I make,
first comma, you play Stay Steaming. You
yeah,
play Stay Steaming,
yeah.
and you stare outside your balcony.
Yeah, yep.
And you got a bottle of Captain Morgan right there, okay?
And he
Nigga trying to get it.
yeah, and you start pressing the block button.
Don't.
Yes, I went through and blocked I'm not even kidding. I blocked every single person from high school and community college when I first see my first
That's one
comments.
of the greatest
That's so
songs of all time.
What?
That's
Dude, 4 figures. Rappers talking
Dog.
about 7 figures, 8 figures, 6
No.
figures, bro. Y'all gotta chill. That's too much.
Just too much.
That's
money.
too
Give
much
me
money.
a comma. Give me
Yeah,
a
give me
comma.
1 comma. See, and then if you're not greedy, then they'll actually give it to you. Like if you're not greedy, then they'll be like, "Oh, this kid just wants 1 comma. I'll just give it to him." Don't ask me who they is. It'll just happen.
The higher
Look up,
powers.
look up.
More than likely.
I think you're right, though.
The higher
Look up.
Divine
You know-
intervention is gonna
I mean,
throw
you know
me a
what's
comma.
funny? I mean, $900,000, right? That's 1 comma. There you go.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, exactly. I never specified.
That's exactly what I want.
1 comma.
900,000 is $999,000 and $999 is 1 comma.
I want a specific amount. Actually, I want a specific amount. It's 756,049 cents.
What?
Debt.
Very
Oh.
specific.
Oh.
Oh, Desmond just dropped his debt on the chat.
I'm joking, guys. I actually went to college debt free.
Yes, Desmond wants handouts. If you guys got handouts, DM Desmond on Instagram. He will respond.
No.
He will respond.
I actually so
Bless his cash app, please.
me being like not
Oh yeah,
very
the
good at
Lost
asking-
Floors Chronicle. Meanwhile, you're doubling up
Bro,
the whole
when
time.
when I was in school, I was like the worst at asking actual questions. So like I've actually like had it in my brain like unless I could pay for college out of pocket, like don't go. So I was like freaking out every time my paycheck came because I was like, bro, they're gonna like kick me out of school. And I didn't realize that student loans existed until like year 3, and then I was like, oh shit. And then I just got a bunch of student loans and then put them on to Johnson & Johnson. Greatest hack of all time. Greatest hack of all time.
Our brains are thinking.
When you have student loans, they just put it into your bank account and you
Yes.
it's liquid cash.
Yes.
But
Well,
it's
no. It was like, so what you do is you apply for as many as possible. They give you as many as possible because, predatory lending, And then I had like $600 in college that I had to pay for. And then I applied for like $20,000 in student loans. And I was like, oh shit. And then whatever is left over, they just give to you. So they just gave me a whopping wad of cash. And then I put it all into Johnson & Johnson.
like it's liquid like that. Like you could
Yeah,
just
no,
put
it's
it in the
liquid. Like
market.
I seen it in my Bank of America.
You shouldn't be saying this out loud, bro. That's so
Go on now. Go on now.
It was in a dream though. It was in a dream though.
Yeah,
I'm just
it was
saying.
Allegedly.
I'm just trying to not get you in trouble. Like
The underslot snook
Allegedly.
guy. The
Well, I
underslot
wanted to
snook
do
guy
that.
told
I
me
wanted
this
to
in my
do
dream.
that
How much
forever.
money?
Just like take out a big loan,
Yes.
throw it on some options trade, cross your fingers, 50-50. You're either fucked or like you're
Dude,
good.
that's all I did. Because like to me,
Like-
money isn't real. Money's not real to me. It's
Big
literally
roulette
just a bunch of zeros and ones. So like to me, like, hey,
Money's real when you win your first game of Ride the Bus. You'll figure it out. Once you win your first game of Ride the Bus, you'll realize how real that money is. I can assure you.
You guys been to the casino yet, Desmond and Noel?
I'm 13 years old.
I'm gonna take him to the casino. I'm gonna take him to the casino.
You're going to the Hard Rock for graduation, bro.
That would be sick, dude. And then
You
myself
guys gotta
Forrest
go
Fox,
hit the
20 years
blackjack
old.
table, man.
There was
Oh,
a
go play
night
little
when I didn't
blackjack.
have any money living with these guys in Tampa. I did not have the like wherewithal to do this. I mean, I had enough where I could do it, I guess, but like, you know, probably like hanging around a comma. And like I was out snook fishing these bridges in Tampa one night till like 3 a.m. and I was actually catching. I was catching some like, you know, slots and under slots, just fucking around one night. And I was driving on the way back to Brandon or to Valrico, and I was just passing by the Hard Rock, and it was like 4 a.m. And sometimes you just fucking know, you know. I just rolled in, snook stuff all over me, took out 500. I said I'm doubling it or I'm losing it, and then we'll, you know, either way I'm fine or fucked. Like I'll have $0 or 1,000. Either way, you're fucked. Like what?
Either way.
You know. I walked in. I just won a bunch of blackjack hands, made $5 and walked out. That's how you got to do it. Like when you know, when you pass a casino and you know, and you're not forcing it, stop. Go in, do your thing, and leave. But don't ever force it. Don't be like, I'm going to the casino today. It's not how you do it.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks a lot. The couch is in a fucking box outside. A bunch of
But they
randoms.
might take like you got to just
on their wife.
put your TRT up as like a 350 vig.
Oh,
you know?
right.
They might-
Collateral.
Yes.
Collateral at the table.
I'm gonna put my DRTs up for collateral and then break them right as they're about to take them. Just snap them on so that way they can use them. Yeah.
Life hack, Desmond. Life hack.
Exactly. So just to close out the pod, guys, we were going around and basically saying what we had coming up. I said that the YouTube video was coming soon. What do you guys got going on?
Well,
Man.
all moved into the house officially, so it's time to ramp it up back in the field. You know what I'm saying? Look
It's time to
forward
start placing
some-
snook in your backyard pond. Just
Yeah,
start putting snook in there.
a whole lot of transporting. A whole lot
Yeah.
of transporting going on.
Kai, what are the-
things
what-
and species?
What are the chances you could meet me in the field tomorrow? Is there a chance of this?
Yeah. I'm
Field meeting?
gonna try and slide up there tomorrow.
Chance of a field meeting tomorrow.
Yeah. We got some business to take care
Well,
of.
listen, Kai and I got some field meetings coming up. Johnny and I got some field meetings coming up. It's fun, man. It's gonna be a good month. It's a big month. It just doesn't stop, you know. The other 2/3 of Uncle Larry's are crossing the 30 mark in the next few months, you know. So we're doing that. That's going on. A lot of big things. Some I can't even reveal. A lot of big things. Just big things going on. And the fishing is going to be big. June is always a big month for us. Feels like all the bites are good right now. Just everything's rocking. Everyone's catching fish. Gonna be doing it down here and up there. And a lot of good stuff to come on Uncle Larry's. A lot of looking to get back into the creative bag again here coming up in June. I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I didn't even get to talk about not get to. We had plenty of time. I just got off topic, but have to talk next week about some of the ULO legends who came out and fished this weekend on Long Island. But brief shout out, Money Muppets and Mason Odner, Mason the Legend, both OG fans.
yeah.
You know, friends of the program, family out here for us. And I mean, shout out like this full circle moment of like meeting Bill Wetzel through all this, getting back on the striper kick, figuring out a bite locally now that I'm up here, and then returning that and putting Muppets and Mason on some of their best bass of the year. Mason's PB
Oh yeah.
out here this week. So we'll talk
So
about that
sick,
more
man.
next week. Maybe we'll get those guys on because
You
that's
should.
just some OGs right there. Have always shown love from 100 followers. You know, these are like the first 100. And yeah, it's a special week for me in the ULO sense in that respect. And yeah, grateful for that. Eric and I are going to get out here soon. And then hopefully we'll all be fishing at some point before maybe iCast or something. But yeah, next week we stay on the stripers, keep getting out there, keep learning, you know, that's what it's about right now.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that has been episode 20. Frogs. We'll see you guys next week.
Wait. Friends of the program.
Oh yeah, that's what we got to close it with. Knowles, give us a friend of the program.
What? That was me. Wait, what is it? What does that mean?
Oh, we just shout out people,
Anybody.
objects, humanoid, non-humanoid, friends of the program. Just shout them out, whatever you got.
Shout out Desmond for driving 2.5 hours just to see me and watch me break my rod in half. Shout out to Marshall for giving me my rod that snapped in half. Who else? Shout out that one swim bait kid for making that song. Making those 3 songs. Those are hard.
Fire.
Who else? Shout out David Lee the greatest paddleboard crusader there ever was.
Yes.
Shout out Mike Gilbert for making the Tyrant 10. And shout out to the Magnum Q bomb that's gonna come soon.
Yes.
And that's all I got.
Thought you meant David Lee, the basketball player. But,
Yo, New York Knicks legend David Lee.
No, David Lee, the
Also-
greatest paddleboard crusader there ever was.
The only David Lee.
Lake Underhill legend.
The only David. We don't talk about the Knicks on
No.
this pod. The Knicks are banned from this pod.
There's multiple. Bro,
how have we not talked about the Knicks on this pod?
They're banned from the pod.
Have we talked about Lake Underhill?
All right. We will see you guys next week, guys. Goodbye.
I'm a giant! I'm the PB!
You